So when it comes to becoming a full-time streamer, some say it's luck, most say it's luck, right? But the one thing I'm going to tell you here today is that it's not. Once you understand what streaming truly is and the process of creating content, you can become a full-time streamer. It's not something that's luck, right? And hopefully today, in today's video, I'm going to be able to break down how I would start a new stream, how I would think about scheduling my stream, creating a plan, building a YouTube gaming channel, and what I would do to be able to take myself from doing this as a hobby to going full-time in 1 year, right? So this is going to be the plan that we're going to work through today. So I hope you are excited. Buckle up because I'm going to go ahead and pull the curtain on everything. And I'm not going to hold anything back. You guys are going to be able to see me directly building a gaming YouTube channel, a channel that I'm going to be able to create gaming content on, a channel that I'm going to be streaming on, and it's going to be a brand new channel, right? So I'm starting from zero. I'm not even going to use my name on that channel. Eventually, people will find out. But I want to walk you through how I would go about planning this, right? Because in order for you to go full-time, regardless if you just want to do it part-time, right? And even if you want to just generate some kind of revenue, you do need to have a plan, right? So the first step is not to start live streaming. The first step is not to buy this kind of gear. The first step is to get pen and paper and write down a plan that you can consistently execute week in, week out, and know where you're actually going. Because if you don't have a plan, how are you going to know where you're going to go? How are you going to be able to know if what you're doing is right and what you're doing is wrong, right? So again, I've been here before, worked with tons of streamers in the past, currently work with tons of creators, and I'm helping them be able to grow their channels, be able to become full-time creators and generate a revenue doing something that they love, right? So I wanted to make this to really address that, that it's not luck. Once you know the blueprint and you're willing to put in the work and you understand what value you bring as a streamer, what are the things that you believe in that you can share with the people out there, like there's just an audience out there waiting for you. So I hope that, you can get inspired and excited from this video here today, and that by the end of this video, you leave knowing exactly where you want to go and what you need to do now to either go part-time or go full-time. So I'm super excited about this. I hope you are excited. But before then, if you're watching this on the replay, make sure there's going to be timestamps along this whole video, right? So you can jump around to the part that matters to you the most, right? You may be just getting started. There's going to be topics that you might want to address. You may already be streaming. There's going to be topics you want to address, right? You may already be making money with streaming. There's going to be topics you want to address. So just check the timestamps in this video, and anything that I mentioned in this video is also going to be in the description, right? So of course we are doing this live. So I want to go ahead and say hello to all the beautiful people who have tuned in live here. We have Shauna in the house. Let's make this a little bit bigger here. Let's show some love. Shauna in the house. We got Raj in the house here. New week, new lessons. Excited for today's live stream. Let's go. Let's go. We got Beer in the house. Have a great stream last. I have to be somewhere in 15 minutes. I'll catch it if it's posted. No problem, man. Appreciate you coming by and saying hi. We got Tyrone in the house. He says, I am new to your live stream, but I've been watching a lot of your videos, man. Welcome. I'm super excited. These are super chill live streams. My goal here is to try to help you along this journey of streaming. I'm in the process of building a brand new channel, building a brand new stream, and I figured why not go ahead and live stream this process, how I would approach it, how I would think about it, with the hopes of maybe getting you unstuck. And along the way, I'll be answering you guys' questions for sure. So we got Daryl in the house. What is going on, man? Blessings to you, brother. Blessings. Hope you're doing good, man. Hope your channel's doing good as well. And I hope you keep going out there and spreading the message of the Lord, man. John's in the house. What is going on, John? How's it going? How's it going? All right. So let's go ahead and dive into this, right? So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get a pen and paper, right? And we're going to go ahead and utilize this Word doc right here. So when it comes to going full-time, right? So going full-time as a streamer. Let's make this a little bit bigger here. Right? All right. So going full-time as a streamer. So the first thing you want to do is you want to establish a plan, right? So you have to decide how much time do you have available to be able to go ahead and pursue this, right? So I have tons of time. But what I'm going to approach this, because I'm thinking about everyone here, I'm going to approach this. How can I become a full-time streamer if I only have 10 hours a week to be able to execute on this, right? So that's what we're going to do, right? So total time each week is 10 hours, right? So I only have 10 hours every single week to be able to go ahead and grow this within this year, to be able to go full time and doing what it is that I love, right? So that's the first thing that we're going to go ahead and set. So let me go ahead and say what here. It says, do you have tips for a YouTuber with 50 subs? This is a great question, right? And the biggest thing that I can tell you early on when you first are getting started on YouTube, you want to know kind of who it is you're creating content for. That's like step number one, right? Because if you don't know who you're creating content for, it's hard for you to know if you're making the right kind of videos. And it's also hard for YouTube to understand who to be able to show that video to. So the first thing that I would say is to get really clear on who you're creating content for. And then if you do know who you're creating content for, the next thing is to start focusing on quantity. In the beginning, you want to focus on quantity. You want to upload as frequently as you can. That way you can start working out the kinks, right? But don't just upload. Review what it is that you did. Take a look at that video. What did I do? What did I do here? What can I change? Is my thumbnail good? Is my title good? And just try to improve from every single video, right? Do 100 of those. At the 100th, you'll start to see some results. And that's how you'll start to grow little by little. But it's all about humans. So often, a lot of creators think about the algorithm, right? Like, oh man, like the algorithm doesn't like me, or like, hey, I got to do keywords, I got to do tags, or hey, I got to be able to post at this time. Like the minute you start shifting the word algorithm for any social media platform and you start thinking about humans, that's how you start to go ahead and see results in your content, right? The moment that I stopped thinking about like, oh, how do I get YouTube to show my videos to more people? It's like, no, the right question I needed to ask was like, who is the person that this video is going to matter to, right? And that's when everything started to change, because I started thinking about that person as opposed to the algorithm. So hopefully that helps you there. And of course, if you have any other questions, feel free to chime them in. So Channel One Music says here, first time catching a live stream as well. Love your content. You have definitely helped me build my channel. Under 100 something subs, need to reach 1K. I appreciate your guidance, man. I appreciate you tuning in. Super happy to have you here. Of course, this is an amazing opportunity to be able to ask me any kind of question when it comes to growing your audience, your community, your channel, anything that you may want to ask me. This is the perfect time to be able to kind of do that, right? So we've established that we have 10 hours, right? Now, I'm going to put this cap on myself as well, because if I could do this in 10 hours, then that means that a lot of people can do this in 10 hours, right? So I'm going to commit to 10 hours a week to be able to grow my channel. Now, keep this in mind. This is not 10 hours of me streaming. Okay, there will be some streaming in there, right? But this is 10 hours for me to be able to work on building this journey, right? Building this gaming YouTube channel, building this live stream, building a community. So that way I can still go ahead and have time to be able to go to my job, to be able to spend time with family, to be able to game just to game, right? So 10 hours. Let me know in the chat right now or in the comments if you have 10 hours a week to be able to focus on growing your stream and your channel to go full time. Kind of curious. And if you haven't hit the like button yet on the channel, make sure you hit the like button so that way this gets out to more people, right? So what do we have here? We say, with an Elgato, do I need a USB 3.0? 100%. 100%. So you will need and using a dongle or a USB hub sometimes doesn't work the best way that it could. So if you're on your PC or on your Mac, you have a 3.0 hub, then that's going to be the best way to be able to get it. Now, again, and I just kind of keep forgetting here, right? So if it's your first time here in the live stream, put a Q in front of your question. That's going to make it a little bit easier as we start to get more people in here for me to be able to pinpoint your questions, right? So let's kind of go through this, right? Okay, so now that I have my 10 hours a week, I need to understand, right, what is my plan when it comes to content, right? So mind you, how many hours can I stream, right? So I want to go live, but I don't just want to go live just to go live while I'm playing the game. Remember, I want to go live to create content, right? And if people tune in, that's a plus, right? So mind you, we're going live because we're going to do two things. We're going to make ourselves available for anybody that we've started to attract with our content to come check us out, but we're also going to focus on creating content. So I'm going to say that I can live stream probably I'm going to say one time per week. Okay. I'm going to say one time per week for 3 hours. Okay. So we now have 10 hours, and I'm going to do one time per week for 3 hours. Okay. So now I have seven hours left for everything else. Okay. So let's talk about that for a second, right? So 3 hours, one time a week that I'm going to live stream, where I'm going to be present with my community with the goal of creating content. And a little bit later, I'll start diving in how you structure your live stream to be able to create content. Now, mind you, right? What we're doing here is talking about going full time in 1 year, right? Some of you may get it a lot sooner, right? But I like to play a little bit more of a realistic game because life happens, right? But again, mind you, 10 hours a week, right? Super doable. I'm telling you, once you focus on the right things, right? So before we keep going, let me go ahead and address some of the questions here. So we got a question. Let's see here. All right. So, gaming says I have like 15 to 20 hours a week. So think about it. You have literally almost 10 hours more than what I'm planning here in this stream right here. So just imagine what you're able to do, right? So again, we're going to keep it conservative, 10 hours. If there's hours that you have, weeks that you have more hours, then you're going to go down that route, right? So let's see here. We have, let's hit the like button. Let's do it. Martin said, hello, man. Watching you from Portugal, keeping the excellent work. Learning a lot from your videos, man. I really appreciate you tuning in. That means the world to me to see you here, spending time with me. And I'm just hope that in this video, you're able to get a little bit of value and it helps you along your journey. That's literally my goal of doing this live, because I was going to do this either way behind the scenes, right? Remember, I'm planning a brand new channel, going to be streaming a brand new channel, and I want to get that channel specifically to give me a full-time income in 1 year, right? That's the goal. So let's see here. Let's see here. It says, do you have some tips? I am a gaming channel. Remember, put a Q in front of your question, so make sure that I can kind of address it, right? So do you have some tips? I'm a gaming YouTuber who doesn't have a lot of hours. Well, based on what you told me, you have 15 to 20. So just stick around and you're going to see how I break down 10 hours, and then you can figure out how to add the additional hours. Remember, we don't need a lot of time. It's about what you do during that time. And 10 hours is way more than enough time every single week to truly start growing something that's going to be impactful and help you out later down the road. I'm literally going to break down the whole game for you here on this video. So we have here a question from Tuto, I think that's how I said it, right? Says, do you have tips to help increase public watch hours in order to reach those coveted 4K hour mark? 100%. This is an amazing question, right? So this is something that I work with a lot of creators and something that I share, right? Because a lot of creators that I work with are trying to reach that 4,000 hours, of watch time. So the easiest way to be able to attain that is to live stream. Okay. So if you live stream, let's say you're uploading one video a week to your YouTube channel. If you incorporate one live stream every single week, right? And you think about that live stream like you would a video, right? Let's take a sample for this live stream that I did right here, right? I took time thinking about the thumbnail. I took time thinking about the title, and I took time thinking about how I was going to start that video to make sure that once this live stream ends, it still gets pushed to people to watch it afterwards, right? So again, you're thinking about 1-2 hour live streams, you're going to start to attract. So like, let's say your videos are 5-10 minutes long and your average view amount of time people watch your videos is 2 minutes. Well, you do a 2 hour live stream, people may watch 10, 15, 20 minutes of that live stream. And that's how you hack the 4,000 hours of watch time to get that a lot faster. So hopefully that helps you and give you some guidance, and that should be a good approach to be able to do that. Urgent. What is going on? What is going on? Nice to see you in here again. It says, started getting the gear needed to stream. Everything kind of complicated, but staying patient. Bobby, it's a process, right? And what I'm doing here today is literally showing you what you need to do to make sure that all the money you're spending on your gear, you're able to get it back by doing the right things while using it, right? And of course, if there isn't videos on my channel already about the gear that you purchased and how to set it up, just let me know, leave a comment. And what I have is Shauna's taking notes of people giving video idea recommendations. I add it to my list, and then I start making those videos on the channel to help you set things up, right? So Just let me know about that. All right, so we're coming back here, right? So we have 7 hours left. So what do you do with the last 7 hours, right? Okay, so now we need to think about creating content, right? So the next 7 hours of this, I want to spend creating content. So now, if we go ahead and do the streaming the way that we should, let me just go ahead and pop myself in here, right? All right. If we go ahead and live stream the way that we should, these 3 hours should be well spent and we should get at least several content from this, right? So I'm going to go ahead and say that we're going to spend 1 hour, okay, going through live stream, okay, creating, clipping what we need for videos, right? Just clipping, okay? So that's 1 hour just spending clipping the live stream, right? That means just like, and I'm going to show you guys how to structure your live stream. So this part of the one, it's only 1 hour because we planned our live stream, okay? Just remember that part, right? What are we doing right here? Planning. Planning is a key component to seeing success in this and how you leverage this time, right? So we're going to spend 1 hour going through the live stream clipping, okay? We now have 6 hours left, okay? So now, right? Again, everybody's editing skills varies. It's completely different based on where you're at in your journey. So if you've never edited before, right, and this is kind of something 100% new for you, right? Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna spend 1 hour learning editing, okay? And the way you're gonna learn editing is by editing your clips and watching some YouTube videos to learn how to edit, right? So you're gonna spend 1 hour learning the editing, but you're gonna take action as you're learning, right? So let's say it's like, okay, I don't know how to cut my clips in this editing software. Okay, cool. So in this hour, you're gonna be editing this video and you're gonna have a YouTube video on the right side that's teaching you how to clip, and you're gonna go ahead and clip your stream, right? So you're gonna spend that 1 hour doing that, right? Okay. 1 hour learning editing. And after a while, you'll get this hour back because you'll know what to do, right? So I just want you to think about that, right? This is how this is going to evolve over time. How we use these 10 hours is going to evolve, right? So now we have 5 hours. Now we have 5 hours to go, right? Okay. We have 5 hours to go. So I'm going to say realistically, you're probably not going to get a video edited in 1 hour, right? So it just depends on who you are and what you're actually doing. So again, you see where we have 3 hours of live streaming. And again, if you do this the right way, you're going to get a lot of content. So let's go ahead and see what we have here in the comments, right? So it says, John says, does the YouTube algorithm not like it when you promote your Twitch on YouTube? The algorithm. So, all right, let me, this is a great question. It's a great opportunity for me to answer this. So the way that the algorithm works, right? And the way that YouTube works in itself, right? If you're telling people, hey, go check out my Twitch in the middle of your video, what you're doing is you're telling people to leave YouTube and to go somewhere else, right? So what do you think YouTube is going to feel about that, right? They're going to be like, wait a second. We make money when viewers stay on our platform as long as possible, right? When we can show them the most amount of ads, and what we truly want is people watching more videos, right? So in a sense of you getting people off of YouTube could impact the video unless that is the goal of the video, right? And that's something else that I want to share with you guys. Each video has a goal, right? I'm going to have certain videos that I'm going to do to get views. I'm going to have certain videos that I'm going to do to be able to connect with my community. And then I'm going to have videos that I'm going to use to be able to send people somewhere else, right? To buy a product, to go check me out here. So it all depends on the goal of the video, right? If your goal is to do that video, to go ahead and get people to go to check out your Twitch channel, then that's totally fine, right? But don't expect YouTube to truly push that video out to the right people, because you're giving it the signals of like, people are watching this video and then they're leaving YouTube. Well, this is a bad video, right? It may not be a bad video, but that's what you're telling YouTube, right? So I want you to think about the goals of your video at all times. So what do we have here? Dun, dun, dun. Blue, what is going on, man? Your Streamlabs and OBS how-to videos are my favorite, and you helped me greatly. Man, that means the world to me. Just you taking the time, coming in here to be able to share that really, really goes ahead and excites me. So I'm super excited about that. Super excited. Welcome, welcome. So let's see here. The community with yourself. What is going on? What is going on? Welcome, welcome. Question: should I post one video a day or more? The real question is, what is your capacity, right? And this is kind of where I want you to think about it. It's like, what stage of your journey are you at right now, right? Are you just getting started and you want to be able to make as many videos as possible to be able to try to improve your skills and get better and understand what's working? Or do you want to be able to get the most amount of opportunity to get found? And if you have the availability to go ahead and upload one video a day or more than one video per day, right? Like, what would happen if you decided to say, you know what, instead of me uploading 5 videos a week or 10 videos a week, what would happen if I spent a little bit more time just focusing on one video a week, right? So again, I just want you to think about, like, YouTube is a long game, right? You want to think long term. So these videos are going to stay up forever, right? So I would rather invest my 10 hours on making the best video that I can possibly make with the skills that I currently have for the person that I'm trying to reach, right? Than to go ahead and just create as many videos as possible and hoping that one sticks. So again, it's just based on your goals. And if you're just getting started, you know, I recommend that you just spend time creating, right? 2-3 videos a week if you're just trying to get better. And then also spend time trying to learn and analyzing those videos so you know how to improve, right? Because that's the biggest thing. Don't just create to create and forget about the videos you did before. Use them as ways to help you make better videos in the future, okay? Question. I go live in OBS and it's bad. There should be a video on my channel teaching you about settings for OBS. So check those out, and hopefully those helps. All right. So we got 5 hours. We got 5 hours left. Okay. So now with the 5 hours, we're going to go ahead and spend those 5 hours uploading a video. Not all 5 hours, right? So we're gonna go ahead. Okay, 1 hour learning editing. Okay, here's the most important part of your YouTube video, right? We're gonna spend, okay, I want you to spend in the beginning when you're first getting started, right? 2 hours, okay, on thumbnails and titles. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna spend 1 hour learning editing. We're gonna spend 2 hours on thumbnails and titles. Okay. Okay. Then we're gonna spend 3. Let's just go ahead and eliminate all of our hours, right? So we're gonna go ahead and go, because you're spending this 1 hour here, 1 hour learning editing. Let's just go ahead and say 2 hours learning editing and learning. Okay. And I'm assuming that we have basic knowledge of editing, right? And it's going to take us some time to be able to edit these kind of videos, right? Unless you have the resources to be able to get people to do it, right? And learning. So here we got 4 hours left. We're spending 2 hours on titles and thumbnails. And I'm going to tell you here why titles and thumbnails, we're spending so much time on it. And if you haven't been spending time on your thumbnails and titles, that can be a real reason why you're not getting views, right? So thumbnails and titles is the first thing that you must do in order to get people to actually click, right? It doesn't matter how good your video is. If you can't get people to click on your video, they're not going to get no views, right? And the only way people will click on your video is if you create a thumbnail and a title that gets them interested to want to be able to click, right? So that is why we're spending more time on crafting that, because that's going to be the key whether our video is going to succeed or fail, right? And then I'll talk about some other components there. But I just want you to keep that in mind of why we're doing this, right? So we got a question here that says, question: if I go 12 hours live every month and upload like 10 videos about in a month or more, is that good enough, right? So 12 hours a month, right? That's 3 hours a week. That's kind of what we're doing here, right? And then 10 videos in about a month, right? So that means you're doing a little bit more than one a week. right? Again, it all depends on whether or not the content that you're uploading is the right kind of content, right? This is why the reason why I say, that you want to start slow in the beginning is because there's such a huge learning curve when it comes to YouTube and how you need to create content for YouTube, right? Especially gaming content is completely different, right? And you don't want to be like everyone else. So if you spend all your time, right, creating content, streaming, and doing that, when do you have time to be able to actually learn and research and study other creators, right? So take a look at this, right? So we have here two hours to do thumbnails, right? Now the other 2 hours. Okay, we're gonna say 1 hour, just getting everything uploaded, and maybe some social promotion, right? If you have that, if you have a Discord, and then 1 hour, okay, studying content, okay. So this is what we have here, right? So we have now exhausted our 10 hours, okay. So we have here, okay, all we have is 10 hours a week, right? And what we're doing here is initially just creating a very basic plan. I haven't even gone into details of how we're going to execute this, right? But I just want to show you how you need to start looking at this, right? Because a lot of times you'll be like, I'm going to stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I'm going to stream for 3 hours, and that's pretty much it. And then at the end of the week, you're like, all right, I maybe have some content, or you know what, I can't post, right? And instead, you need to start thinking yourself as a creator first, a streamer second, right? If you want the full-time streamer, you want to be playing the game, for a living and making money from playing video games and enjoy and having a community and just live streaming, then you need to do the work up front, right? And this is why we're taking the time to say, okay, we got 10 hours in a week, all right? I'm going to go ahead and stream one time per week, okay? Stream time per week, one time per week for 3 hours with the goal of creating content. And if people come in, that is a plus. But I'm not going to wait for people to come in to create content, right? When I started this live stream, I didn't engage with anybody who was here. I didn't even look to see how many people were in the chat. I started my video with the idea of saying, hey, I got to think about who's going to watch this video once it's done. So I need to make this content to make sure that it's functional and the people that are here, I'm going to be able to engage with, right? So we have now 3 hours to stream, okay? We're going to spend 1 hour going through our live stream to make sure that we can figure out what videos we want to be able to use this week to be able to upload, right? Then we're going to go ahead and spend 2 hours editing and kind of learning. That's going to change as you progress. And then we're going to spend 2 hours on thumbnails and title, right? Now, the one thing that actually is the most important is how we're going to execute this in what order, right? And then we have 1 hour to upload, maybe post on Discord, and then we're going to spend 1 hour studying content. So before I dive in and tell you about how you actually study content so that way you can improve, let me see what kind of questions we have here, man. So Live says, I stream every day. I'm a new streamer, but my most viewed stream in this week has 8 views. Advice for me, bro. So the first thing is that first, I commend you for live streaming every single day, right? And I want you to start looking at this, right? If you had 8 viewers come in and you were streaming every single day, right? What would happen? I'm curious, right? If you decided to go ahead and say, you know what, instead of me streaming every day, let me just stream 2 times a week. And then I can spend the rest of my time creating content, what I like to call little soldiers that are working for you 24/7 that are getting people to find you, right? So at some point, maybe later today, later in the stream, I can show you guys how my channel performs every single month, right? Where it's like, it doesn't matter if I upload 10 videos this month, doesn't matter if I upload 4 videos a month, right? I know that the videos that I'm making have a goal, and I'm going to get views month in, month out, Every single month, my views are going up. I'm getting new people coming to the channel. Why? Because I'm making the actual content and people are finding me, right? And that's what I want you to understand. It's not about, it's not, what I'm not saying is, what I'm not saying is like streaming every day is bad. That's not what I'm saying. Right? What I'm saying is streaming every day is bad if you don't have an audience, right? But if you already built an audience, you're Tim the Tap Man, you're Nick Merckx, you're Dr. Respect, you're all these top streamers, right? You've built an audience. Guess what? You can go live every single day because when you go live, you have built an audience that comes and watches you. Not only are you generating revenue from ads, you're generating revenue from brand deals, you're creating content while you're live. Like it's a different animal, right? Because now what they're doing and what a lot of people don't see is that they're going live because they're creating content every single day. Every single day they create content. Now, mind you, they have teams, they have people that they can edit their content. However, they're creating content every day to go post on social media across every platform. So that way they keep getting found, keep getting found, keep getting found. And then they just rinse and repeat because that's how the money train moves, right? So let's see here, right? He said, wow, got my stats exactly 5 minutes, 2 minutes average view duration, great tips. Yeah, 100%. So 100, like for 5-minute videos, you want to be trying to aim for at minimum, like your target should be the average view duration should be about 60% plus. That's what you want your goal to be towards the end to be able to kind of get that in there. So we got here a short can easily bring 1K views in a couple days if you use the right hashtag, a trick someone showed me. So I kind of agree. I kind of disagree with that. So hashtags don't really play a role into a short. It's more about like what I want to get across here, right? When it comes to YouTube, it's like there isn't a hack, right? There isn't a hashtag, there isn't a tag, there isn't a title, there isn't things that create hacks in the system that's going to generate more views. What's going to give you the views is creating content for humans, right? You got to think about the way that you personally enjoy content, right? When you're watching shorts, what makes you stop? Does it make you curious? Does it make you laugh, right? Is it entertaining? That's how you start to get YouTube's only goal is to get people to watch videos, to get them to watch more videos so they can show them more ads and make money, right? So if you think about that, how can I entertain somebody? How can I get somebody to stop what they're doing and watch my videos because I took the time to understand what they like, what they don't like, what's funny, what's not funny, and now I got them to start watching this video and watching more, right? So that's kind of what I want you to think about. Not to say that those things like hashtags and tags are not important, but like the scale of weight, like if I had to decide where hashtags falls on my scale of importance, it's like out of the camera, right? So that's kind of just what I want you to think about. We have San the Man in the house. What is going on, brother? Super happy to have you here, man. Super happy to have you here. It's nice to see you. All right, so now we have exhausted our 10 hours, right? So remember, if you have 10 hours to be able to stream, now we've exhausted this, right? So now in what order do we do this, right? So let's go ahead and break this down. Okay, now I'm going to do is like how to structure my stream, okay? So now, remember, all of our content is coming from the live stream. Okay, like we're literally using the live streaming to create our content. So that needs to be at the forefront. Without the live stream, we can't create content. Another thing I want to share, okay, if you can't go live, that's totally fine, right? You don't need to go live to be able to do this. You can take those 3 hours, not go live, but just focus on creating content, right? You can be on your console, you can be on your computer, you can just record the video in those 3 hours, and there's your content, right? So you don't have to go live. The live is a plus because you're able to go ahead and connect with people. Now, if I've been giving you some value thus far in this video, make sure you hit the like button so that we can get this out to more people, right? So we have here how to structure my stream, right? So opening minutes, okay? Now, here's where this kind of changes up, right? And a good example of this is when you go ahead and take a look at this live stream or any live stream that I've done, right? My live streams on YouTube don't start with a starting soon screen. They don't start with a countdown timer, right? Again, this is for YouTube specifically, right? If you're streaming on Kick, if you're streaming on Twitch, it's okay to do the starting soon and the countdown timer, right? Because those platforms don't have no discoverability, right? After the video is done, you're most likely going to download it, chop it up, and then get it up on YouTube to be able to start getting the exposure, right? However, if you are streaming to YouTube, it's a little bit different, right? Because once the stream is done, that live stream, if packaged the right way and done the right way, will get out to more people, right? So the opening minutes are super important, right? So we must go ahead and think about that. But before we go ahead and think about what we're gonna say when the live stream starts, we need to think about titling. Okay, title and thumbnail. Okay. Now, this is the thing right here, title and thumbnail. This is what stops a lot of streamers from coming over to YouTube and wanting to stream, because it's more work, okay? But however, more work doesn't mean worse results. More work in doing it this way means that long term, you're gonna see a lot of results, right? So I'm gonna break down why having a title, a good title for your stream, and a thumbnail is important for what it is you're gonna do, right? So let's see what questions we have here, right? So what is the best editing app for iPhone? CapCut is free, super easy to use, tons of tutorials online for you to be able to edit, and it does an amazing job. So if you're not using CapCut, utilize it. It not only works on iPhone, Android, and on the web, and it's completely free. So definitely highly recommend it. Let's see here. Matt, what is going on? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. The community with Yusuf. What's your favorite editing software? So my favorite editing software, this setup right here is 100% Mac. So what happens is that, I utilize Final Cut Pro, right? So that's kind of what I'm utilizing here. There's my Mac Mini. And then I utilize Final Cut Pro. But what I always like to say is that it doesn't matter what editing software you utilize. It's whichever you feel comfortable with and you want to be able to learn, right? There's tons of options out there. You got DaVinci Resolve, you got Adobe Premiere, you got iMovie, you got CapCut, you got Final Cut Pro, and the list is endless, right? There's probably some that I don't even know the names of. Just pick one, get started with it, and start creating content, right? Don't let the editing software slow you down from being able to create content, right? All right, perfect. Let's see here. Question here. Do I need an Elgato HD60 plus S with a US 3.0? Yeah, 100%. Pretty much every Elgato needs a 3.0 connection. So just keep that in mind when you're doing that. All right, let's see here. We got a super chat from my boy here, Mr. O. He, him. Says, man, allow me to introduce myself. It's not luck. 100%, man. Super excited to see the Mr. in the house. What is going on, man? What is going on? Welcome, welcome. For anybody who don't know, Mr. O. He, him, good friend of mine. Is getting ready to have a baby, so let's congratulate him for getting ready to be a father to a little girl. All right, let's see here. Shauna in the house. Wait, hold on. Shauna, where are you getting this money from? My account? No, I'm just playing. It says, Sheba Dog saying, hey, you, grading, joyful. Let's go. All right. Alan says here, your video on being able to do YouTube and Twitch at the same time helped a ton. Man, look, that video has gotten love and hate at the same time, right? Because there's this thing about Twitch has this TOS, and if you're multi-streaming from Twitch and you're multi-streaming to Kick, then or to YouTube, then you're gonna be able to get banned, right? And again, right, this is where you gotta understand. It's like, don't tie yourself to a single platform. Now, if you stream from console and you can't stream nowhere else and you only can stream to Twitch, the biggest thing, again, this is a disclaimer, do it at your own risk, right? I would make a burner account for my Twitch just to get my stream over to another platform, right? If I'm on console. And then if I'm on a computer and I have OBS and all these tools that I'm able to utilize to be able to multi-stream, like, listen, I'm not taking no affiliate deal. I'm not becoming no partner. And if you guys want to stop me from making content on this platform, it's totally fine, right? Because I'm not married to the platform. I'm married to my community, right? And the audience that I've built. That's who I care about, right? And if I'm doing right by my audience, doesn't matter the platform that I'm on, we should gravitate together to continue this kind of enjoyment, right? And that's kind of why I continue to create content, right? Because I can't always be live. So I want the content to be live for me 24/7. So, all right. So we got here titles and thumbnails, right? So first I'm going to break down the structure of a live stream, and then I'm going to break down like how you should be thinking about this, right? Again, if you're just tuning in, definitely hit the like button. Second thing is that what I'm doing here is literally opening up the curtains to what I'm going to be doing when it comes to building a brand new gaming channel and live streaming on that brand new channel, right? And the caveat here is that even though I have tons of hours, I'm only giving myself 10 hours a week to be able to do this. And within 1 year, my goal is to make that a full-time income, right? So right now, if I were to say, hey, right now, I would give you X amount of dollars to be able to go full time. Let me know in the comments how much money you would need per hour, let's say, or even per month to be able to consider this to be a full time thing for you. I'm curious to know. So let me know in the comments there. All right. So we got title, thumbnail, opening minutes, right? Okay. We got here content. Okay, and I'll break this down here in a second, right? Okay. Content. Okay. Closing. Okay. This is literally right here the structure. Remember, okay, we're going live assuming nobody's going to show up, especially in the beginning, right? Who's going to show up if I'm building a brand new channel, I'm just starting live streaming, and nobody knows who I am, right? So guess what? Every hour I'm spending creating a piece of content, right? So I'm there for 3 hours. Every hour I'm making a piece of content. So I'm not worrying so much about the people who are coming into the chat, but if they do, I am going to address them, right? You see what I'm doing here, right? I'm trying to like be meta, right? Like show you what I would do, but also doing it in real time. So I'm making a video as we speak, right? But I'm also engaging with my community. So I just want you to kind of just understand how this works and why this is so effective in what it is you're doing, right? I'm not somebody who just talks about it. I actually play the game that I'm trying to show you how to play. So let's take a look here what we got here. It says, who we have here. It says, allowed me to grow on an entire other platform without saying bye to my YouTube audience. Thank you. Love that, man. Always cater to the audience here. Says, hello, welcome. Super happy to see you here. Question, Bobby says, my biggest issue is making computer and console audio two separate things. That way I can show the game I'm playing and be able to switch what I'm doing on my computer. So, that's all going to be based on how you have everything set up and what kind of gear you have. So the biggest thing, it's going to be hard for me to troubleshoot here on the live stream. So the biggest thing I can encourage you is to join into the Discord community. There should be a link in the chat in the description. That's lastcurry.com/Discord. Jump in there. The Discord is not super active yet. I'm actually working on getting it more active as I go through this process of building everything out. However, there are some amazing people in there, and I'm in there a few times throughout the week to be able to kind of help you. So if you want me to kind of help you break that stuff down, we can kind of go in there. And then, of course, if it's too deep, then, we may have to jump on a call, do kind of like a coaching, and then I can kind of walk you through your whole setup, right? So those options are always available. If you have questions, remember to be able to go ahead and put a Q in front for us to be able to see it, right? So what kind of go? It says, question. When you've promoted your content yourself and it's not working, should you pay professionals to promote your channel and get the eyes on it? See, this is where I wish I had some sound effects, because I would be like, Boo, no, right? So here's the thing, right? Promoting your content. All right. Let me see how I can break this down because this is a pretty good question and it's something that's pretty common, right? So you're promoting your content. The thing is that if you're making content on YouTube, right, you shouldn't need to promote your content off of YouTube, right? So again, right? You can, right? Like it doesn't hurt for you to go and say, "Oh, Twitter, come check me out. Oh, Discord, come check me out," right? It doesn't hurt for you to be able to do that, right? The thing is that when you understand who you're making content for and what the goal of your video is, right? Let me give you an example here. So when I'm thinking about making a video, when it comes to like, let's say OBS, right? So I'm thinking about, okay, who's a person in my community that uses OBS, right? Okay, so this person most likely has a console, right? Has a computer, has a capture card, and is trying to use OBS, right? But they don't just know how to get things set up. Okay, cool. So I have that in my mind. All right. So now the next thing I think about is like, okay, now I know what problem that person is having. So now let me make this video that's going to solve that problem. But what if that person doesn't even know they have this problem? How am I going to get them to find my video? I'm not going to try to make a video that's going to just somebody's going to type in. My goal is to have my video pop up on your home feed. So I got to think about, okay, what can I say that's going to get them to be able to go ahead and click on my video? So maybe what I can do is that my title can be something along the lines of like, just getting started with OBS. Here's a step-by-step guide. You know, I'll give more thought to the title, but in a sense of it's like now when this person's scrolling, it's like, oh yeah, I just got OBS. Like, oh, he's gonna teach me how to set it up. Boom, click, right? Because YouTube is gonna find the right person. Okay, it's gonna find the right person with the right content at the right time, right? So if you spend time doing the planning of understanding like who's this video for, what is this video gonna be about, and then how can I create it so that it makes sense to that person, I promise you everything will start to unlock for you, right? And then you don't have to worry about promoting it, doing tags, doing keywords, like all these things that is just like we've come conditioned to do just because that's what's out there. But in all reality, like just create videos for other humans. And if you can connect with them, they'll click it. YouTube will find them and they'll keep showing that video to more people. So I don't know if that answered the question. I wouldn't pay somebody to promote my video, right? Knowing what I know, I just wouldn't. I would pay somebody to create my thumbnails. I would pay somebody to edit, you know, but I wouldn't pay somebody to promote my video unless it's a collaboration that I'm doing with another creator, right? All right, so let's see here. All right. So now that we have the title, thumbnails, opening minutes, content, closing, okay? This is how you structure your stream. I promise you, if you do this, your streams will be so much better. So what do I mean by title and thumbnail, right? You may be saying like, yo, Curry, but you know, I stream on YouTube. I mean, I stream on Kick or I stream on Twitch. There is no thumbnail, but there is a title, right? So a lot of people like to utilize basic titles like playing Warzone, come check me out. On Apex, come check me out. So there's no sense of like curiosity. Like, why would somebody be interested with them having thousands of options to choose from? And the top percent of streamers pretty much pull all the viewers on those platforms. Why would somebody come and click your video that says playing Apex with friends? Right? Or there's no interest there, right? So when you approach a title and you say playing Call of Duty Warzone, but I can only use a pistol, right? It's a little bit more you're a little bit more curious, right? So you got to think about what's that curiosity, what's that thing that is just like weird, right? That's like taking things that people are familiar with, like everybody knows, like Call of Duty, everybody knows Apex, everybody knows League of Legends, everybody knows Counter-Strike. Okay, cool. So they know that. But what can I tie that they don't know, right? So another thing, right? It's like if you're playing Apex, right? Then it's like playing Apex, but my audience picks my guns, right? Now you have a little bit more curiosity into what you're doing, right? So if you title it that way, you're gonna get more people to come and check it out. So now I'm like, okay, let's say for example, for me, what I'm gonna be doing on my stream is I'm gonna be playing 2K, right? So I'm creating a basketball gaming channel, right? That's where I'm going, right? So if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna think about, like, okay, look, I'm gonna start this piece of content, and I'm gonna go ahead and say, that for the first hour of me creating content, I'm gonna do a video that's about me, playing park, but can only score with layups, right? And again, these are not my end titles. These are just ideas for me to know what I'm going to do, right? So I'm gonna play 3-on-3 basketball, but I can only score with layups, right? Okay, cool. That's going to be my first piece of content, right? My next piece of content, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and do, okay. So I got playing park, can only do layups. All right. So what is the next thing that I'm gonna probably do? Maybe what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and try to get. All right, I'm gonna get dunking on people clips, right? So now here, right? So now I'm like, okay, in my next hour, I'm just gonna focus on getting as many dunks as I possibly can. So that way, when I go edit this video, I can do something like top 10 dunks of the week, right? So now I spent 2 hours, right? And then on my last hour, now I'm thinking of that next thing that I can actually do. So I hope that that's kind of like making sense how you approach this and how you become efficient when you're doing this, right? So let's see here, right? What socials should I upload clips on? Great question, right? So clips are going to be great for YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels. It's going to be a great opportunity to be able to show clips, right? The one thing that I want you to kind of understand is that the way you create the clips also matters, right? It's because it's just so many people that are just playing clips, right? So what I want you to think about is like, how can I take clips and also add a twist to it, right? So how can I do something that everybody's doing, but make it a little bit different by what I'm doing so that it becomes something unique, right? And that's how you get people to start finding your clips, right? Like you see somebody on Call of Duty and they're doing clips, but they're doing crazy sniper shots, right? That's a little bit different. So you want to figure out ways for you to be able to make what you're creating a little bit different, and you know how you make things different, and like the stream if you want me to tell you what it is, right? But ultimately, what it is literally this right here. Okay, this 1 hour of studying content. If you spend that 1 hour every week studying other gaming channels, right? Or other creators in your space, and you spend time studying their content and looking at what they're uploading and what they're actually doing, that's how you start to get ideas, and you'd be like, oh, I saw this person do this. I saw this person do this. Oh, well, I wonder if I can mix these two things together and make something brand new. And then that's how you start getting exposure on your content, right? So it's, hey, watching from, is that Alabama? It's Alabama? I think it is Alabama. 2 hours editing, 2 hours titles and thumbnails, 3 hours equals live stream, 1 hour live stream clipping, 1 hour studying content, 1 hour equals uploading 100%. That is the strategy that I'm going to be utilizing to be able to grow this channel, right? And again, I'm just dedicating 10 hours. If you have more hours, where would I allocate that to? I would allocate that to not to more streaming. I would allocate that to more studying content and looking at editing more content, right? So just keep that in mind. Let's see here. All right. Let's take a look here. All right, it says, I use PixArt for photo editing and CapCut for editing on my phone. 100%. I think that's the way to go. Great stuff, bro. Masterclass. Look, I'm trying to give the whole game away, man. Like, all right, everybody, we're going to this new room. You're gonna have to pay $100 to be able to get in so I can share all this information, man. Again, the reason why I share all this stuff is, one, because I was going to do this behind the scenes anyways, right? And it's just like, I know that, this may sound a little bad, but I know that a lot of people are not willing to take action, right? So I can share the game, I can give it all away because some people are just not willing to take the action. And that's just the world that we live in now. There's so much information out there to be able to learn and utilize, but sometimes it's just a little hard to kind of take action. So hopefully my goal is to show you me doing it. And at the same time, I can guide you. And hopefully that gives you a little bit of encouragement. It's like, oh, this is not just fakeness. This is like, oh, this is real. There's actually a process to this. It's not luck to grow as a creator. It's just thing that a lot of people just don't talk about this right here because it's not sexy, right? It's not about, it's just not sexy. That's just what it is. But this is the key. And this is what people don't share. So it's just like, I just want to be super transparent with you guys and show this to you. So what do we got here? Roberto says here, would you suggest just streaming for a PC or using a PS5 and PC together? If you have the ability to use a PC, I would always recommend to utilize a PC. You're just going to have more flexibility. You want to be able to record the content a little bit more flexible. But if you only have a PC, feel free to record. I have a whole playlist on my channel that not only shows you how to stream from the PS5, I show you how to record content on the PS5, and then I even show you how to edit videos on the PS5 without needing a PC, right? So it just depends on your route. If I was in your shoes and I have the access to a capture card and a PC and a PS5, I would go the PC route just because I would have more flexibility in creating content, right? So I would go ahead and think about that, right? Says, love what you're doing. I'm learning so much from your videos, man. That is the goal, right? I just want people to be able to take the videos, get out there, take action, and be able to learn right? And now with these live streams, I want you to take what you're learning, and if you're running into some roadblocks, either join the Discord, right? Go to lastcurry.com/Discord. And as we grow that community, there'll be tons of people in there that's going to be able to help you get unstuck. The goal with the Discord that I'm trying to build is to create this safe place where you just see other streamers, other creators that are there to support and motivate each other. And I think that at the end of the day, that's what you want to do as a creator, right? You don't want to be the only person that's giving the answers, right? I'm not the smartest guy in the room, right? There's other people with different experiences that are able to share things that I'm not. So if I can be the person that's pulling in the right people into a community, right? And those people now begin to help each other, I've now created more impact and I've now multiplied myself and made you more successful in the process. So that's kind of like the goal there, right? So who do we have here in the house? We have Zip says CapCut is major key. Listen, it definitely does help. Says Mark in the house, I like your videos, very helpful. Real look, I appreciate you tuning in and being here. Again, you guys, this is what is like so rewarding about becoming a creator and sharing your experience and sharing your knowledge and just wanting to, share the things you believe in, because you never know who you can inspire, who you can kind of motivate to be able to do some amazing things. So just always keeping that in mind, right? And whenever you feel afraid to create content, just get out there because you never know who you're going to inspire. All right. So we got the structure, right? So this last one that I'm going to do here is like, okay, dunking on 10 people. Let's go ahead and saying like, what would be another good idea? All right. So let me show you how I would go about doing this, right? So like I'm stuck. I don't have an idea, right? So what am I going to do, right? I'm going to come here to YouTube and I'm going to type in NBA 2K 23, right? Because I'm playing a basketball game. Right. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to search, right? Because I'm going to try to get ideas to see what is available for me to be able to do, right? First, I'm going to look in my same space. If I can't get an idea from my same space, I'm going to go ahead and look outside of 2K and look at other games to see if I can get inspiration, right? So again, let's go ahead and go through this. I need an idea for that third video, right? So let's see, I'm going to start searching. I'm going to look here, build, right? Okay, look, that's something that I know is super popular, right? So, okay, cool. So on this last hour, I'm going to focus on creating a player that is a great shooter, right? So making a player that has 99 shooting, right? Okay, cool. So now I have that in place. So now I made 3 different videos, right? I have one video where I'm going to I'm going to start my stream. I'm going to play with my friends and I can only score with a layup. Okay, cool. I'm going to do that for 1 hour, right? Then the next hour, I'm like, okay, cool. Now I'm going to switch to a new topic. I'm going to go ahead and start dunking on people because I'm going to try to create a top 10 dunks of the week. Okay, cool. I'm going to do that for 1 hour, right? Then I'm like, okay, the last hour, I'm like, okay, now I'm going to go ahead and build a new player. So that way, if anybody's out there and they want to make a new player that can shoot, this is the player they should make, right? So now I'm going to make that. Okay, cool. Now I just made 3 videos. Okay, 3 videos in 3 hours. Okay. Because I had a plan, right? And if I'm only uploading 1 video a week, I just created three weeks worth of content, right? 3 weeks worth of content. Okay. So now what do I mean by closing and opening minutes? This is important, right? Because this video, this live stream, if you do it on YouTube, it's going to stay open, right? Now you can unlist it if you want to. But if you do it the way that I'm telling you to, and you have this strategy in place, this video can also live to be live, right? If you go look at my last live stream, right? That was a live stream that I talked about helping people start from zero. I literally built my stream live on stream, step by step, because that's what I'm going to do, right? So if I share here my my OBS, right? This is the stream. This is what we built last week, right? I built out my stream. And I started just chatting everything to build it out, right? But guess what? When I was live, that video got 200 something views, right? 200 something views. Here we are 6 days later, that video is about to hit 1,500 views, right? Because I planned it in the way, that way it makes sense for somebody who's coming in to watch it. After it's done, it still has value to them. Right? They're not sitting there watching a countdown timer screen for 10 minutes. They're not sitting there, me just sitting there trying to figure out what I'm going to do on my stream for 10 minutes, right? Like as soon as the video starts, my content starts, right? So that's kind of some of the things that I kind of want you to kind of guys to think about. All right, so let's clear. Before I talk about opening minutes and I talk about closing, let's go ahead and see who's here inside of here, right? So I asked this question a little while ago. $2,000 per month to go full time, right? $3,000 to $4,000 per month to go full time, right? James Hicks in the house saying, "What's up, fam? Just tapping in for a bit. Keep pushing, sir. We're here, man. We are here, man. Appreciate you stopping by." About That Life says 20 USD an hour, right? Mark says, "I need $1,400. I forget what kind of currency that is. Somebody let me know what kind it is, right? To be able to kind of stream." So again, you see that everyone has a different experience as to like how much money they need to be able to succeed, right? So this is why I say some will take a year to be able to get there. Some will be less. It's all based on how much money you need, right? And the biggest thing that I believe in is that I don't want to depend my income just on my viewers subscribing, becoming members, super chatting, because it's inconsistent, right? Over time, yeah, it could create some consistency in your income, but I want to think about things that I can have a little bit more control of, that I can kind of build something for myself, that whether people come and go, right? There's people that's going to rock with you on your stream, right? And then for months and months and months, and then guess what? Life happens. They got to do something else, and then they trickle off, right? So again, you always have this people coming and leaving, right? So always keep that in mind, man. It says here, do you use a powered USB hub, and does it affect your computer speed? So what I use is a little bit different. So this is a hub right here, right? So it doesn't affect the computer that I'm using, right? Now, that doesn't mean that if you use a hub, it's not going to affect the actual computer, but for the most part, you know, it's all based on what you get and what you're loading it with. If you're just plugging in, you know, a keyboard and a mouse and, you know, some speakers or some lights, it shouldn't have no issues, and it shouldn't affect your computer. And I use powered USB hubs all the time. So I'm super excited about that. It says, question here. I don't have the port on my PC. If you don't have the port on your PC, you could get an external hub. I'm going to tell you right now that I've dealt with a few Elgato capture cards, and I haven't had the most success when it comes to hubs. So you may have a different experience, but for me, I've always had to plug it in directly. If anybody here in the chat uses Elgato and they use an external hub for a capture card, you know, hook up my boy Sniper and let him know what we can actually do here, man. Like button has been selected. I appreciate it. All right. So let's see. Let's get to this question, and then I'm going to break down to you guys how you start your stream and how you should end it. And again, a lot of these things I'm telling you is that if you're going to be streaming on YouTube, you don't have to go so in deep on Twitch and Kick, but it just makes the editing a lot easier, right? So question from John here. And welcome to the stream, brother. How important are different angles in live stream? I have a 3-cam setup, but don't notice a huge difference in retention from when I use 1 cam. I mean, at the end of the day, it all depends, right? You see me constantly switching because it's just a thing of just attention, right? So it all depends on, when you're looking at your retention, it depends on what you're saying and how important it is, what it is you're saying, and how you keep people watching, right? So in my last live stream, when I went ahead and continue to switch cameras, right? It may not make the difference, but it's just something about creating an interrupt and letting your eyes see something different that can sometimes just re-engage you to listen, right? So if I'm always on this camera, maybe the setup in the background, okay, it looks good, right? And you keep watching me, but there's gonna come a point where like me doing this all the time and just you seeing the same thing, you're gonna tune out. But if I give you a different look and I start switching on you and you're just like, oh, okay, now you got something different to look at while I'm talking, right? So it's just a matter of fact of understanding how people like to watch content. Works for some, doesn't work for others. I recommend utilizing it just because it gives people a different look into what it is you're doing, right? So you get to see what I see here, and it's just a little bit different, right? So Zip says I need $3,500 to be able to stream, right? So let's go. Okay. So let's see here. All right. So let's go ahead and get back here to what it is that I kind of wanted to go ahead and share. So opening minutes. This is what I like to call the most important part of the video when the video starts, especially on YouTube, right? So if I started this live stream, right, like this, and I was just like, okay, the title is, becoming a full-time content creator. It's not luck. And I have my thumbnail, but then I start the video like this. All right, let me get this set up. All right, let me see if the chat's here. All right, let me see if anybody's tuning in. All right, guys, am I live? Let me see if I'm live. All right, and I'm going through. Guess what you just did, right? You just went ahead and anybody who's trying to watch that live stream in the replay, they've gone. They're gone. Maybe they'll give you an opportunity and skip forward until they get to the point, but why make them work harder, right? So instead of the opening minutes, I want to go ahead and start my video. It's like, okay, cool. So I got here, becoming a full-time streamer. It's not luck. Boom. As soon as I'm like, okay, if I said that in the title, that's my first line of my video. What's going to be the second line, right? Because they already know that this is what this video is going to be about. So what can I say in the opening minutes that's going to get them to want to keep watching, right? So now here we go, right? Title, becoming a full-time streamer. It's not luck, right? So boom, I hit go live. So many people say that streaming is luck. But what I can tell you is that it's not, right? And today I'm going to show you guys exactly how you can become a full-time streamer by following this plan that I'm going to be following to go ahead and build a gaming YouTube channel and to go ahead and stream full-time within 1 year, right? It's a different vibe. It's just different, right? Just that little change now gets somebody more interested in watching your videos, right? So it's super important. Like, don't underestimate these little tidbits of how you do that, right? And then you dive into the content, right? So if I was doing this, if you like that, go ahead and hit the like up. I just did that on the fly, so it just flowed. I'm glad it worked out the way that it did. So for the opening minutes, right? So if I'm doing this video right here and I'm like, okay, I'm doing 2K, I'm doing basketball, what's going to be my title? My title can be any one of these right here, right? Now I would spice this up a little bit, right? This is where you can leverage a little bit of AI to get some inspiration, use ChatGPT, and then also understanding who your viewers are and what's working out there to create a good title. So I can just pick any one of these, right? So if I know that my first video is playing park, but can only do a layup, right? So then if I start this live stream, I'm going to say like this, right? Here's my live stream. So you can say, man, today's going to be a crazy day. So not only am I going to go ahead and play park with my viewers, I can only make layups. Crazy, right? Not only that, I'm going to try to dunk on as many people as I possibly can. So be ready for that, right? And then after that, I'm going to show you guys how to make the best player, okay, with a 99.3 that's going to shoot lights out, right? You'll be unguardable, right? So let's go ahead and dive into it, right? Who wants, like, you see the difference of how that functions and how that feels when you have a plan for your live stream, right? So let me know in the comments if that's clicking for you and if this is adding value to how you're looking at streams, man. I'm super excited about it. Super excited about it. All right, let me get caught up here on the actual chat, right? Says, have you tried streaming someone's screen on Twitch while they screen share on PS5? Have you tried streaming someone's screen on Twitch while they screen share on PS5? So there was a video that I did that was kind of like a hack, right? Where you actually stream to YouTube and then you use a web platform, you stream to Twitch and then you use a software to be able to pull in that Twitch stream to send it out to YouTube and Kick, and it was like free. But it has a little bit of bugs, but I've done that before, right? To be able to get around. I definitely know what it means like to be on a console. So let's see here. Who we got here? What's good? Yo, Just Legend. What is going on? What is going on? Super happy to see you here, man. Says, I've been doing YouTube for 6 months and I'm at 400 subs and I can't get views on my videos or live streams. And I always wanted to do this and I will stick to it. Look, if you set a plan, right, and you start getting super clear on what it is you want to do, that's going to allow you to have success, right? And again, I'm documenting this process, right? I'm bringing you guys on the journey. I'm literally telling you what I would do to build out a brand new gaming YouTube channel, what I would do to live stream, and the caveat is I only have 10 hours to do it. And that's super realistic for a lot of people to be able to dedicate even 5 to 10 hours to be able to do this, right? So this has helped me out. Keep doing your thing. Much respect from Japan. From Japan. Oh, look who's in the house, man. What's going on, Blake? Time for tech. What is going on, man? Super excited to see you here. Hey, let's go. You just got me excited. You just got me excited, Blake. Hey, he's my brother. Let's go, man. I'm super excited for that. What's the name of those 2 books on the desk? Oh, you saw some books on the desk? Let's see here. How'd you see those books? Oh, you saw them this way. Oh, like this. All right, so this is here, the Coaching Habit. Says, say less, ask more, and change the way you lead forever. Super good book if you even just want to have better communication with the people that you kind of engage with. And then here is Storyworthy. It's engage, teach, persuade, and change your life through the power of storytelling. This is an amazing book, right? And this is a great book to be able to read, not only to just educate yourself on how to tell better stories, even when you're meeting people for the first time, but it's a great way to be able to create better content by telling stories. So definitely highly recommend it, especially even for a gaming channel. If you can tell a story in the content that you're creating in your gaming, like it's crazy. Even when you're live streaming, if you can tell stories when you're live streaming, here I'll share a story with you guys here in a few minutes. If I see us get us to about 65 likes, I'll share you guys a story that happened last year right before I got married. All right, so the Coaching Habit, yeah, that is clutch. I know I'm a little behind on the chat, but it's all good. Question. All right. I'm using Aircast. I paid for a subscription. I'm streaming from Twitch. I connected my Kick in YouTube, but it's not starting the stream on YouTube, even doing the auto start. It worked yesterday. Here's the 2 things I can remember. I know that it's not going to be as solid as you want it to be. One, it's a little bit harder for me to troubleshoot here live, right? So you got 2 options. Number 1, jump into my Discord, lastcurry.com/Discord, and then we can go ahead and connect in there. Second thing is Aircast does have their own Discord as well with their own customer support that you can reach out to see if there might have been a bug. They may have been doing an update. I would just go ahead and take a look at that. We have tons of coaching books we read. Man, tons. Yo, Sam in the house. What is going on, brother? What is going on, man? Super happy to see you here. If you have any kind of questions, make sure you put a Q in the front and then you can go ahead and answer it all the way through, right? So let's take a look here. All right. Last question, and then I'm gonna dive in to tell you guys about how we should go ahead and end our live streams, right? So I need help with how to have nice audio that sounds good. I have watched so many videos, hoping you can maybe show me on OBS where stuff should sit. Do I have a video? Shauna, can you check to see if I have a video on my YouTube channel talking about audio? I believe I do. Of how to make, oh yes, I do, right? So there's a video on my channel, especially for OBS, that talks about how to make any mic sound professional in OBS, right? It's like a 4-minute video. I promise you, if you watch that, and you do what it is that I say in that video, you'll have amazing audio for your microphone. And then I want you to let me know in the comments of that video whether or not it worked for you or not, right? So super excited about that. All right, so we got here opening minutes, right? And I just showed how powerful that is to be able to do that in live streams, right? Now the closing, this is where it changes a little bit, right? Because if you are streaming to Twitch and Kick, it's a little bit different, right? It doesn't really matter what you say at the end, right? It can be like, all right, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow. No, I take that back, right? It does matter what you say at the end, even if you're on Kick or Twitch, right? This is an opportunity when I used to stream on Mixer, right? I know, long time ago, RIP. Let's take a moment of silence for Mixer. But literally what had happened was that every time that I ended my live stream, it was a great opportunity for me to give somebody an action to come and join my Discord, right? So here's what I would do. Something you can do. It's going to be a little bit different for YouTube. I'm going to share it here now in a few moments, and I'm also going to do it today here on this live stream as well. But if you're on Twitch or in Kick, this is what I would say, right? Say, all right, guys, I'm getting ready to go ahead and end the stream, but wait, look. I had so much fun today, right? And I hope you did. I hope it's not cap. But I had so much fun today, guys. But look, go ahead and join my Discord. That's where I pretty much hang out after my live stream. I'll come in there for a few minutes, be able to engage you guys. And that's where, like, I'm building the community. So that way you don't have to worry about notifications on Twitch or on Kick. You can literally be in there with the community, keep up what we're doing, and then it's a way for us to build the community. So go ahead and join that. And then remember, guys, I stream every Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday at 2 p.m. So I can't wait to see you guys there. Boom, and then click, right? And that can look like whatever it is you want. So that's what I would do if I was on Kick and Twitch. I would always try to push my viewers into my Discord, so that way next time I have a better opportunity to start with more viewers, right? Now, for YouTube, what I would do on YouTube here is that, remember what we talked about earlier, right? What does YouTube want? To get more people watching more videos, right? So if you look at my last live stream, I didn't end it and say, all right, guys, I love you. I think I did say I love you, so I'll take that back. But I was like, look, if you guys want to see exactly what I went ahead and did today, setting up overlays on OBS, go ahead and watch this video right here. And then what I did, when the live stream ended, I put the video right there. And now you guys can, if anybody makes it to the end of that 2-hour live stream, you're going to go watch that video, right? So again, the goal there is to end your live stream telling somebody to go do something else, right? And that's going to vary based on what you want it to be. Is it going to be to join your Discord? Is it going to be to watch another video on your channel, right? Which I hope it is, because that's what we're trying to do with growing this. And again, I'm going to be doing all this and I'm sharing with you on a new channel that I'm building, but I just want you guys to know that. All right, so let's take a look here. 48 Laws of Power. Golden should be required for any business. 48 Laws of Power was actually recommended by Zan the Man, and I have it right there. Dangerous book. Dangerous. All right. The art. Yeah. All right. Question. Have you tried Prism Live? Studio, your thoughts if. So I have tried Prism Live Studio. They actually were I actually did a sponsored video with them to start to integrate mobile streaming into my community, right? So I've only done one of those videos, not something that I've done too much of, but I am going to tap in a little bit more into mobile streaming, because I know a lot of people who are gaming on mobile, doing just live stream on mobile in general. So I had a great experience with the mobile app. I haven't used their Prism Live Studio, like the OBS version of it, but I hear some good things about it, right? And a lot of things you can do with it, but I can't comment too much on it because I've only experienced one side of it. And when I did utilize it on my mobile device, it worked pretty good. It did have some limitations that I wish that it did, but I know they just did an update and fix all those things. So again, not too much for me to be able to kind of comment. Let me see here. Karma, if you ask me a question, let me see. I need some help. Nice audio. Okay. Let me go ahead. I don't want to go too far. Okay. Do you know anything programs you can use at home to substitute a stream deck? Shout out to you for the great content. Coop Gaming, man. Welcome, man. So there's tons of options. And somebody asked me this question last time, and I told myself that I would go ahead and get it for you. But as far as a stream deck, right? So I have the stream deck right here. However, there is there is a app that you're able to utilize. If Sam is still in here, I know Sam knows some tools that he can utilize for Stream Deck, and I just can't think of the name that is called, but it's one that you can use on your phone. Elgato has a version on the mobile app that you can get for the Stream Deck, and I think it's like $9 a month, if I'm mistaken, or a year. I can't recall, but they do have a mobile app, and I did start using that. Excuse me, in the beginning when I first started streaming, just using my mobile device. So that may be the best thing to be able to do there, right? So let's see here. Which streaming platform would you say is the easiest to find an audience at for a variety streamer at the moment? Well, Tanya, welcome, man. That's a great question. I appreciate you guys asking some amazing questions. You're giving me some great timestamps and some great clips to be able to make later. But so as far as the platform, easiest to find an audience. It's going to be YouTube, right? Because right now this is the best platform that's going to allow your content to have a longer life cycle, right? And what I mean by that is just like when you're on Instagram, when you're on TikTok, when you're on Twitch, when you're on Kick, there's a short life cycle of your content, right? It's very hard to see a video that you post on Instagram, on TikTok, on any other platform, on Twitter, to see that extend a long lifestyle. Maybe it's still trending, in a week. Maybe it's still getting traction in a month, but overall, it has a short life cycle. Whereas on YouTube, you can make a video today and it may flop, but 2-3 months later on the line, it may just start taking off and you start to attract the people that you want. So again, YouTube is the hardest platform to start streaming on. Hardest, okay? But in my eyes, I feel like it's the most rewarding one long term because of what you're building there, because of the tools that you're given. And that's why, like for me, in my first stream, I had an idea. I was like, I'm going to stream to Kick. I'm going to stream to Twitch. I'm going to stream to Facebook, but in all reality, it's just like, what's the goal, right? What am I trying to accomplish, right? Do I want to meet people where they're at? Yes, right. I do want to get people who are on Kick to find out about me if that's where they're at. But I realize that if you're on Kick, if you're on Twitch, most likely you probably watch some kind of content on YouTube, right? So if I can foster a relationship and a community here on YouTube, then, who knows? The idea may change later, but for me, it's always going to be the YouTube route, man. So if you've been watching the live stream so far, right, what we've been doing is literally figuring out the structure of how we're going to go ahead and go full-time as a streamer within 1 year on a brand new channel, streaming with only 10 hours a week to be able to do this, right? So we've now established our content, right? So the closing is send to give an action, actually. Give an action. All right. So this took me 3 hours of my 10 hours, right? So now I have a structure for my content. The next thing that I'm going to do in this list here, okay, is I'm now going to spend the 2 hours focusing on the title and the thumbnails and the titles if we're posting this on YouTube, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and try to figure out and say, okay, here's the first video that I went ahead and made. Playing Park can only with layup, right? Obviously, this title needs to be improved. But I would spend time now figuring out what is going to be the best way for me to create an image and a title that's going to get people a little bit curious to be able to kind of click on this, right? And again, this is just the game you got to play on here, right? And when you look at if I come here and I look at some content, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at some gaming content. Let me know in the chat if you have a game that you want me to do a little bit of research on, right? So we can kind of look at and I can show you guys like how I would go about trying to figure out how can I make my gaming content be pretty good, right? So we say here, this is great, loving this planning. I wasn't able to watch it last live stream, so I watched it after. It definitely helped. Perfect. There's the prime example, right? Couldn't catch it live, but was able to watch it afterwards, right? I'm so behind on chats. I apologize. Sam, I really appreciate the super chat, man. It says, thanks for sharing this, man. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, man. You know how me and you rock. So really appreciate that, man. Supporting. Again, super chats, not required. But I'm super appreciative every opportunity I have to be able to be here with you guys and for you guys feeling to share the two things that are most valuable to you, your time and your money. So I'm super grateful. Let's take a look here. It's going meta, making educational and tech available. Okay, look at this. Hey, listen, let me call my lawyer real quick. We need to go ahead and get this trademarked, you know? So I'm super excited about that. It says, do you think YouTube is the best platform to stream? Kyle, what is going on? Come on, guys. We can't get the likes up a little bit. But all right, do you like YouTube is the best platform to stream? You know what? Let me...
Can you guys hear me? Like, I just want a little bit of likes on my stream for all this value that I'm giving you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you. Love you.
All right. So look. All right. So do you think YouTube is the best platform? Like I mentioned before, I do believe the best platform to stream. It depends. This is a great question, right? So if you don't have an audience and you don't have a community, then yes. And then I would 100% follow this structure that I mentioned here to make sure that your live streams have some life after you finish them, right? If you do have an audience, YouTube doesn't have the greatest live experience just yet, like in comparison to Twitch and Kick. So it really depends on where you're at in your journey. But again, I'm leaning into what I believe YouTube is leaning into, which is investing in live streaming and seeing the value in what live streaming can do and how they can invest in live streaming and gaming, right? So I'm gambling, but I'm betting in on looking at YouTube's history of how they evolve over time, and I'm just betting in that the experience is just going to continue to improve over and over again, right? And so let's take a look here, man. Karma, if you could drop your question for me one more time, that would be super helpful because I'm deep. I'm deep into these questions. Pause. All right, look. Who we have here? Bo BZ. What's up, man? What's going on? What is going on? Oh, where you look? Hey, you look familiar. Where do I know you from? Bipolar Gaming's in the house. What is going on? What is going on? K's in the house. K, welcome. It says, YouTube constantly been doing you. What up? Dominican, no sé, que lo que. So I've been doing YouTube consistently for about 2 years. Still haven't reached 1,000 subs yet. My audio, camera, and lighting is great. I'm consistent. I don't know what else to do, right? So still haven't reached 1,000 subs. So, you know, a lot of the times, and you know, first off, give yourself some grace for just continuing to go through this process of YouTube, right? It's a long game. It's a hard journey, right? And I just want to say, like, just because we have good lighting, right? Just because we have the gear, doesn't automatically, mean that our content is going to be super successful, right? So this is where, you know, on the sheet here, you know, one of the biggest things that I set aside here was for 1 hour. I said hours, 1 hour studying content, right? So it's super important that you spend a little bit of time kind of starting to understand, like, okay, if I've been doing this for 2 years, I'm making these styles of videos, you know, why is it not clicking, right? Is it the video? Is it the idea? Is it because I'm not sure exactly who it is I'm trying to reach out to? So you gotta ask yourself some questions about the content you're making. And like I said, it's super hard to be able to kind of just give you a direct answer to like, oh, what else do you need to do? I would just try to figure out if the content you're making is the right content for the audience you're trying to reach out to. But again, feel free to join the Discord and, again, my goal is to try to help or connect you with somebody who does know how to help you there. Let's see here. Drop the Discord link. I should have dropped it. I'm so late. This is probably have been already resolved here. That should be it there. All right. So who am I missing here? All right, so let's go ahead and go back here, right? So now that I've spent my 2 hours on my thumbnails, right? What I want to do now is I want to go ahead and spend some time, figuring out those thumbnails, right? And let me just make sure anybody set a game that they wanted me to kind of look at. Call of Duty. All right, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, right? And Fortnite, right? Okay, so we can go ahead and take a look at this, right? So we'll do Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, right? So if I'm gonna be trying to see and get clear on like what's happening here, right? I'm starting to, this is what I talk about, like studying, right? Like I'm trying to like see what gaming stuff is like. Okay, like I see this guy has his face. He's using like the guns. Okay, here's the guns, and I see, okay, here's guns, and I just see like, okay, more weapons. I'm like, okay, so, I'm starting to see like, okay, maybe, what really works on Call of Duty is me playing with certain types of weapons and certain type of loadouts. So maybe that can be a piece of content that I go ahead and make. But what I noticed there, I was like, okay, cool. So they show the weapon. So now when I'm trying to make my thumbnail, I'm like, okay, how can I show the weapon, right? So that's how I kind of want you guys to kind of start kind of thinking about it when it comes to the thumbnail. So if I go to my game and I go NBA 2K 24 and I come in here, right? I'm gonna start looking at it. It's like, okay, what is the people who watch 2K content familiar with, right? Okay, here it is, close up of players, right? Here's some news, and of course I see tons of things that I can do a lot differently to really try to set myself apart, trying to jump into a space of creators who've been in the game, for several years, and I'm coming in as a baby drinking milk. There's a lot of things. So I would spend a little bit of time doing this and taking notes and trying to see, oh, look, who's this guy? Who's that guy? And then start to understand that, right? So, okay, so now I spent time on doing my thumbnails. So what's the next thing? Now I'm going to go ahead and take these 2 hours, right? And now I'm going to take these 2 hours and now I'm going to focus on editing these videos, right? Now, mind you, this doesn't have to be all at the same time, right? You may just be able to edit one of these videos this week. That's totally fine. It may take you 2 hours to just do one video. The beautiful thing is that now you have 2 other videos that you can work on next week when you have your new 10 hours. Because guess what happens, right? Let's say I told myself that I was going to stream every single Wednesday at 7:30 p.m., right? But I know that this week I made it. I'm here right now as we speak, and I made my 3 pieces of videos. Next week, Wednesday, Shauna's like, hey, you know what? I don't want to cook. Let's go to dinner, right? What am I going to say? No, babe, I got to stream? Maybe, but...
I love you, babe. You know I would never say that, right?
So, I would, not be able to stream. But because the prior week, I ended up making content, 3 pieces of video, I'm like, okay, cool. I won't stream this week, but I'll still have a piece of video to be able to upload. And I think that's the beautiful thing about YouTube is that you're not so restricted to having to stream all the time like you would on Twitch or Kick. You have a little bit more flexibility. So I just want you to see why this is so powerful and how this compounds over a long period of time when you start doing it this way, right? So I would spend my 2 hours editing, right? Okay, cool. Now I got to go ahead and get this video uploaded, right? So I would spend my hour uploading this video. And then what I would do is that I would go ahead and take my 1 hour of studying, and I would start to look at other gaming channels. I would start to watch other 2K channels and say like, okay, how are they making their videos, right? What are people saying in the comments? How are people, engaging? And then that gives me ideas to say, oh, you know what? I could probably do that in my next video, and that would be pretty good. And then I promise you, if you follow this here, now I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. I'm gonna share a little bit of guys a little about my channel. But if you follow that right there when you're streaming, you'll see way more success. You'll grow an audience a lot faster, and you'll also start growing a YouTube channel by actually being thoughtful and strategic about the content you're creating. So 3 hours in exchange for 3 videos, which if you're doing one a week, that's 3 weeks, right? So let me know in the comments right now if you would give up 3 hours to get 3 weeks of your time back. Well, it's not 3 hours, 3 weeks of your time, but if you could stream for 3 hours one time a month and get 3 weeks of content, would you do it? Right? Would you do it? Let me know in the comments. So let's see who we got here. It says here, your videos have helped me a lot. I can finally stream on YouTube. That right there is what excites me. I love being able to hear that the time that I spent on creating the content is helping you. So if you're finding value in this video right here, make sure you hit the thumbs up on the video, please. All right, so let's see here. It says, hey, bro, I just seen you live. Wanted to come show some love. You helped me with OBS a lot. Look, Triple, that means I'm literally just now saying, like, that fills my cup up, right? Because it just excites me and motivates me to keep creating. Because, like, look, we probably don't even live in the same state, but I've been able to help you uncover a problem just by me be willing to kind of share the things that I'm learning, right? And again, there's people that are helping me trying to learn, right? Like when I first started, none of this existed. None of this existed. If you go into my Discord, right, lastcurry.com/Discord, you would be able to see my first streaming setup. I was in a little closet. Okay, I was in a little closet. I kind of feel bad about it now. I'm like, I put all this stuff in the living room, and I was living in the closet, trying to stream, trying to make it happen, right? And I just started with what I had, and I think that that's what makes this thing beautiful. About, like, I can look back and say, like, man, I'm super grateful for being here where I am right now because I just decided to start, and that's why I create content. I just want you guys to start, and I'm so glad to be able to hear you guys being able to do that. So let's see here. Let's take a look. Who we got here? Says here, on my shorts video, I was getting 1 to 5K views, but now I notice my last 3, I haven't been able to surpass the 250 views mark. What do you recommend I should do? So the first question is, did anything change with the content that you're creating? That's kind of the first question to be able to know what happens. Also, don't get discouraged if a short doesn't perform well out of the gate. Over time, it could get picked up and start doing what it needs to do, right? All right, so I now got go up. You missed my comment about Tanya super chat and Karma elaborate on his question. All right, let's see here. The boss has spoken. Tanya did a super chat. Where am I missing it at? Where am I missing it at? Where am I missing it at? I missed it. Where is it? All right, let me see here. Tanya. Makes sense. Thank you. I love YouTube and I love everything you have taught me. Super excited about that. The Stream Deck mobile app is a good budget option to get started with. Tanya left a super chat. Let's take a look. It's not coming up for me. It's not coming up for me. Can you tell me what it said so I can at least give her some thanks? I really appreciate the super chat, Tanya. Really a super. Also, I deal with. Let me see. And Karma responded back. All right. So I can't find it. I apologize. Forgive me. I'm human. All right. So 1 hour studying content. So this is what I would do here, right? So now I've created a plan as to what I'm going to do for this stream, right? So now I'm no longer guessing. Now what I need to do is to figure out when I'm going to stream and when I'm going to upload a video right? So this is super important, right? Because for the live streaming, you can be a little bit more flexible. But if you can pick a day that you can be kind of consistent with and a time that you can be consistent with, it's going to help you a little bit more, right? So for me, just for an example of this, I'm doing this live stream here on Wednesdays. So if I'm going to start that channel, I'm probably going to go ahead and say that the day that I feel that I can be super consistent with streaming when it comes to gaming, I'm going to say that it's going to be a Saturday. Okay. So I'm going to live stream on Saturday. Okay. And then I'm going to say what 3 hours can I stream? Right. And again, this is just something to give me some guidance, right? And some structure to know when I need to show up. If things change, right? This is not set in stone. When I first started streaming, I literally changed my schedule every single week. I was like, I'm going to start streaming from 2 to 3 p.m. I'm going to stream from 7 to 9 p.m. I'm going to stream from 8 to 10 p.m., right? Like, it's okay to make adjustments, and you're a little bit more flexible on YouTube than you would be on most other platforms. So So I'm gonna say 3 hours, and let's take a look here. I'm gonna say 3 hours. And then I'm gonna say I always got a birthday party happening in during the weekend, right? So typically between 4 and 6 or 7, that's when I kind of have things going on. So I'm gonna say that a safe spot that I know that I'll most likely be home would probably be, I would say, let's say 9 p.m. Okay, 9 p.m. to 11, 10, 11. Oh, no. I'm not, I can't stream till 12. 8 p.m. I need to be in bed. I need to give my 7 hours to 11 p.m., right? So that's going to be my stream level, right? So again, I'm just setting something in place so that I know when I'm going to show up, and then I'm going to take this and put it in my calendar. That way it makes sure it gets done, right? So again, you see what I'm doing here. I haven't even built the channel yet, right? I haven't even set up anything for the live stream except from the things I did last week. I'm making a plan so that way I can be effective and I can execute on this, right? All right. So he said, looking to know what levels his game, chat, and music should be. Do you have a video on it? I don't have a video on the different levels of how your game, chat, and your music should be, but I can give you kind of a rule of thumb, right? So let me see what's the best way for me to show you this. All right. So if you look at this mix board right here, right? Let's say that these three right here are your music, right? Just picture. Actually, I can just show you inside of OBS, right? All right. So let's go ahead and say that this is your. Oh, actually, is it just chatting have 3? Okay, cool. Right. So let's say that this first one here is my. Which one's the one that has the 3? The timer. Okay. All right. Either way. So let's say this is my music, right? So your music, you want your music to kind of be like somewhere around here, like -45, somewhere around there, right? Then for your game, for your chat, right? You want your voice to be the most predominant. You would want your voice to be somewhere around like right here between 15 and 10, right? So like here would be a good spot, like 10 would be a good spot, but you need to watch my video on making your mic sound good. So that way when you yell, like right now, if I yell, it doesn't matter if I yell or if I whisper, you're still going to be able to hear me because I've set the settings for my mic to adjust for that. If I talk too low, it brings my voice up. If I talk too high, it brings my voice down, right? So you would want to be somewhere around there. And then game, you want the game to be a little bit higher than the music. So that's the best way for me to be able to show you without actually, going deep into it. But Sean, if you want to make a note, I can definitely go ahead and make a video on that because I think that's something that's super important for people to be able to know, right? And then, Mad Wizard Shorts is different beast. She left €1 super chat. Okay, cool. All right, perfect. So now when I'm looking at this here and I'm establishing wrong thing. All right. All right. So now I know when my live stream is going to be, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out when I'm going to upload a video, right? Now I don't want to be uploading my video on the same day that I'm live streaming, right? I don't want to do that. You can, but I recommend that you go ahead and be able to space it out, right? So we got the live stream on Saturday. What's going to be the best day for me to be able to go ahead and do a video? So if I upload on Saturday, I'm probably going to go ahead and say that the best day for me to upload a video is going to be on a Wednesday. On a Wednesday. Funny story, yo, Shauna taught me how to spell Wednesday. She was like, Wednesday, and I never forgot it. Every time I spell it, I always say it like her. Like I always say
Wednesday.
All right, so let me see here. All right, so we're gonna say Wednesday. Now the time that I post, it's a brand new channel, so it doesn't really matter what time I really post when I'm first getting started out. But because I live stream at 8 p.m., I'm just gonna say that I'm gonna upload my video at 8 p.m. Eastern time at night is when I'm gonna upload a video, right? All right, so now we know when we're going to live stream and when we're going to video. And if you're just tuning in, make sure you hit the like button on the stream. But I've literally been talking about how you can become a full-time streamer within 1 year by following a plan of how you stream using only 10 hours a week, right? All right, so we got here a super chat coming in. I really appreciate that, Matt. Again, super chats. I would rather you become a member of the channel for $2.99 and get access to tons of things than super chat. But I'm super grateful either way. I can go live on YouTube, Twitch through Aircast, but it won't let me go live on Kick. And do you believe having a good set like yours can attract people? I mean, two things. First off, when it comes to going live on Kick with Aircast, what I would do is there. I got to see how you troubleshoot it because, but what I recommend, like to get a quick fix right now without me physically seeing how you have everything set up, I would just jump into Aircast's Discord and try to reach out to support to figure out the Kick integration. But to answer your question about whether or not having a setup like this matters, it plays, you know, some people are more attracted to seeing something more professional, right? Where you're like, okay, I can see you have a professional setup, you got different cameras, right? And what I say is that in the beginning, it's not so important, right? If you focus on the strategy that I went ahead and shared here, right? Where I talk about how you should be able to live stream and you're focusing on this here, then what you have on your setup doesn't really play a big role. And if you share with people and you say, hey, look, guys, let's build the stream together. I want to be able to get a new computer. I want to be able to get a new mic. Let's kind of build from there, right? Build with your audience, build the community, and you'll see that over time, you'll start to attract the people. But is it a requirement? No. Does it help? Sometimes, just depends, right? But I'll tell you right now that I didn't start with all of this. I'll tell you that for sure. Question. I wanted to meet for an hour with you to set stuff up. Is there a payment I should do? Bobby, I think it's lastcurry.com/consultation, I believe. Sean, if you drop the link, and then you'll be able to sign up for 1 hour, and then we'll jump on a video call, and I can help you set up your stream and get everything going to make sure everything looks polished. So, or just join the Discord, and then in the Discord you'll be able to go ahead and see that. All right. So, question here: how far from the SM7B should I be when I'm talking? Right. This is how you measure. Right. So somewhere around the lines like that, you should be fine. Or you can get a little bit closer. What I like to do is I like to put the mic to the side, slide it, and then what happens is I'm talking past the mic and it avoids a lot of the plosives, right? So, but that's the rule of thumb that I utilize. Sometimes I'm a little closer, but it's a great thing to be able to do. So when I'm recording a video, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm at a good distance. If I can get loud, I can get low. So hopefully that kind of helps there for you. It says, Afro, what is going on? And it says here, that's the same way I learned to say Wednesday, right? Oh, she's a good teacher, right? Look, the easiest way to remember it. She definitely hooked me up with that. Holly, what is going on? What is going on? I made it to the live. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. I'm a console streamer. I'm a console streamer as well. As you can see here, I got the Xbox there. And then I got the PlayStation there, and then I have the Switch there, which I actually got to start making some Switch content. So let me know if anybody plays on the Switch. I do got to start making some Switch content because I don't have it. And then we kind of go from there. So it says, all right, so now let's take a look here at what we have left, right? So we've solidified what we wanted to do on Wednesday, right? 8 p.m. Eastern time is the day that we're going to upload our video. So we figured out what we're going to do with 10 hours of time, right? Now we figured out, you know, how do we create content in our live stream to make sure we get 3 videos every time we go live, right? We've now solidified how we're going to focus on the 2 hours to make titles and thumbnails. We've edited that content, we've got it in upload, and then we spend in 1 hour every week trying to get better and understanding how we do content, right? So, and then we have here, we've solidified now when we're going to go live and when we're going to upload a video, right? Okay, cool. So now we have that in place. Okay. Now we solidified, okay, what content are we going to make, right? Are we going to make? Okay. So now it's super important to be able to understand what content you're going to make. There's tons of people that want to be variety streamers, and I believe that it's okay for you to be a variety streamer, right? I don't see nothing wrong with you doing that. What I believe is that if you're going to be a variety streamer, you want to make sure that the game that you're playing, they fall into the same genre, right? Like you don't want to do like, I'm going to play, I can't even think of a game right now. Like, okay, if I play 2K and that's a basketball game, right? And I'm making content on my channel about that, and then I turn around and play a racing game, no, right? That's like a no-go, right? And I would even say like Apex and Call of Duty, they're shooters, they are, battle royales, but they're two different kind of styles of content, right? So I always want you to think about this, right? If you're going to make a piece of content, if it's the same style of game that the same people who are watching your content right now are going to like, it's okay to have it on that channel. If it's a different style of game and it shows interest to somebody else, then you want to go ahead and put that on a separate channel, not even make that kind of content, right? For me, I'm making a basketball channel and I'm going to make one style of gaming content. Okay. So I'm going to do gaming content on that channel, right? So we're going to go ahead and make a basketball channel. Okay. Mind you, right? I'm not making a 2K channel. I'm making a basketball channel. Why? Because that allows me to have a little bit more diversity in my content styles, right? Okay, so gaming content that I'm going to do is like, I'm going to be playing 2K and making 2K videos, right? Cool. That's one style of content. The other style of content is that I may cover some basketball news, right? Stuff that's happening in the league. And if I do cover some news, maybe I'm going to cover the team that I enjoy, right? So this may make the whole chat leave the stream, but I'm a Golden State fan, right? Okay, I've been following Curry for years before he even came into the NBA, right? So I'm going to say maybe I'm not going to cover all basketball news. Maybe I'll cover Golden State news, right, on my channel. Again, I'm trying to build a community of people who share the same beliefs as me, right? And have the same interests as me, right? So instead of me saying, I'm going to cover the whole NBA, it's like, no, where are my Golden State fans at? Let them connect with me so that we can do that, right? So that's super important. Then I'm like, okay, I'm a basketball channel, right? So I don't just have to do 2K content. You know what? I'm actually going to go play basketball in real life and make some IRL basketball content. Okay? So do you see here how I'm like, again, I haven't even started this channel. I haven't even started streaming this content. But having a plan and spending some time thinking about how you're going to do this, it's going to save you a lot of headaches, and you'll have more success in the long run because you won't be throwing spaghetti on the wall. You won't just be like, I've been streaming for 7 months and I can't see no results. Okay, cool. What's your plan? I don't know. I just go live. All right. Well, hey, look, time to start at zero because you didn't take the time to follow this. So this is why I wanted to make this. This is why I wanted to make this here. And I'll probably put this doc in the description after the live stream ends, but I'm showing you guys this because this is how you need to think about growing your stream and your channel if you truly want to go full time, right? So if you just tuned in, make sure you hit the like button. And if you missed a question earlier, let me know how much money would you need per month to be able to consider yourself a full-time streamer. All right, so let's see here. It says, I'm an Xbox streamer as well. And that's why it was so hard to go live on different platforms. But thanks to Curry, I finally got the hang of it. I love it. I'm super excited that you went ahead and did it. I've been a console streamer, controller player. And, maybe someday somebody can convince me to go, switch keyboard and mouse. All right, so question. So I have an important question for you. So I'm Puerto Rican, so I have an accent in English. So when I'm live streaming, I speak English, but I don't talk much because I'm a little embarrassed. So, this is a great question. It's something that a lot of people kind of experience. The thing that I want you to feel like is that, like, if you're super comfortable talking in Spanish, talk in Spanish. You know what I mean? and then throw in some Spanglish in there if you want to, right? At the end of the day, you're not trying to please anyone. When you're becoming a streamer and you're becoming a content creator, your goal is not to be a people pleaser. Your goal is to find the people that rock with you for who you are, right? So if me and you were buddies, right? And, Mad Wizard, I know you, we've known each other for several years. And like, you talk to me in Spanish, you talk to me in English. Cool, right? Like, I'm not going to judge you because of that, right? I like you because of your personality, because of the person you are, because of the story. So don't stray away from, speaking Spanish, tap into Spanish, right? Like, yo hablo español todos los días. Not really, right? But I'm just saying, like, it's important that you lean into the things that does work for you, and then understanding that it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Like, cool, judge me because my English is not perfect. Who cares, man? You can't judge me for trying to get better at something I'm trying to get better at, right? It's just there's no way to win. You can say whatever you want, but I know that in a week from now, 2 months from now, a year from now, my English is going to be better. Then what? What are you going to say then, right? So again, remember, don't ever let somebody kind of push you down for trying to improve and be better. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll become, right? Shauna speaks hardly no Spanish, but somehow she has a conversation with my mother every time she's with her, okay? I don't know how she does it. So I think she knows Spanish, and she's holding out on me, right? So
this is your opportunity, Shauna, to tell the truth and tell everybody that you speak Spanish. So this is your opportunity.
So, we just got to kind of move from there. So let me see here. Have you considered making Spanish content? Exactly. So, see, Will, what is going on, man? Yo, just watching your videos in the past have given me video ideas and have helped me being a new YouTube creator, and glad I caught you live. I'll keep up the good work, Brody. Appreciate you, man. So much love. And again, if you just tuned in, just literally hit the replay on the stream. I literally talk about how you can go full-time in 1 year or less based on who you are by just dedicating 10 hours a week, right? Which most of us can dedicate that time by just eliminating some Netflix and chilling, right? All right. So let's see here. What else we got? Domino Entertainment in the house, man. What is going on? And listen, if anybody wants to get into some Domino's is the guy. He is the plug. He has a community, and he's doing such amazing things, man. Definitely get connected with him. Domino, really appreciate you tuning in, brother. So question here. We got, it says, how to keep talking on stream when super shy and never opened up for anything. You just got to the best way to do this, and I actually have a video on my channel on building camera confidence, because I think that's what it comes down to, right? Just getting a little bit more confident on stream. I mean, here we are. I don't even know how long I've been streaming for already, but I feel like I've been talking the whole time, right? Now, mind you, I've been doing this for quite some time now, and it's a lot easier for me to kind of communicate. But the easiest way to kind of start engaging with your audience and feel a little bit more comfortable kind of talking is to just think about the things you want to share, right? I typically, when I first started being on camera, I would take a picture of somebody and I would just put it there. In the beginning, it was like my mom. Yeah, no, embarrassing, right? Put my mom there, and I would just be talking to my mom. She don't know no English, but I was talking to her in English, and then I felt great because I'm like, hey, she don't know if I'm doing it wrong or not. So I would just talk to her while looking at the camera, and then that made it a little bit easier, right? Because it was somebody that I was familiar with, somebody that I was comfortable with, talking to them. In the beginning, I didn't start just straight live streaming. I started making videos. And again, you're making videos, there's nobody judging you. You can record that video and then never decide to upload it, right? So I would just start small, right? And say like, okay, you know what? I'm going to try to go ahead and go live and just be on your phone, record yourself. I'm going to say, you know what? Can I just talk for 1 minute? Like, what can I share for 1 minute on your phone? Just do that every single day, right? And every day, just increase it by 10 seconds, right? There you go, minute and 10, minute and 30, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and just get comfortable sharing. And sometimes it can just be the same story, right? Like, here's a story when I was streaming on Mixer, right? So one of the things I used to do in the beginning when I first got started streaming was that I was like, oh, you know what? I can't wait to get brand deals and sponsorships on my stream, right? But I'm so small. Like, I just got started. Like, how can I go ahead and how can I start practicing? Like, if a brand does come, I want to be ready, right? So what I would do, right? And it would be a thing that me and my stream would do. I would find any little item on my desk and try to do an advertisement on it, right? So I would go ahead and grab these glasses, right? And I would just be like, I would be streaming, and then I would stop, and I would just go to my just chatting scene, and I'll be like, All right, guys, you know what? I got to pay the bills. So, hey, look, today's stream is sponsored by, what glasses are these, right? Gunner Optics, right? So Gunner Optics sponsored this, and they gave me these videos. So if you go to their website, right, and like these help you like block out blue lights, they make you look cool, they make you look like a comp gamer, like you just look like you're a sweat, right? So when you put these on, not only can you shoot better, but you can do some amazing things, right? And like my life changed when I had these glasses. So if you go to the website, type in the code Curry, you're gonna get it for free 99 and just etc. Right? So I would just practice. It wasn't real, but it just gave me an opportunity to, one, practice my speaking ability, practice my ability to think on the fly, right? And also practice like how I would try to integrate brands into my stream. So again, right? Nothing is set in stone. Don't allow certain mistakes or your fears to slow you down. Just know that you lean into it. You know it's going to be uncomfortable, and you know you're going to get better the more you do it, right? So if you feel that same way, okay, if you feel that same way, go ahead and like the stream. And if I sold you on the glasses, like the stream as well, right? So he said, low key, sold me on those glasses. Hey, look, I'm telling you, them things are pretty clutch. I don't know. I think you just go to Gunner Optics, or just not even on Amazon. But yeah, it's so just little things like that, right? Practice, right? I think that's how you're going to be able to go ahead and get there. Let's see here. All right, so it says, okay, thanks, but I'm not starting new, but I find always have a monotone voice, and I want to be a country style brand. So, like the biggest thing, even if you're not starting new, the biggest thing that you want to do is just like, practice. Like wherever you want to be, right? I would take, like I said, right? We shared here 1 hour of studying, right? Find creators that have the style that you want to have and study them. Excuse me, to see how do they function? How do they do their streams? How are they talking? How do they do their videos, right? And then try to kind of, in a sense, in the beginning, right, try to emulate how they're approaching their content and they're speaking, and then add your personality and kind of twist to it, right? So that's like super important, right? All right, so I want to go ahead, and I got the content that I'm going to be making, right? So I got gaming content. I have, basketball news. I have in real life basketball content, right? And like, that's like a good starting point, right? And again, this can evolve over time. This is just giving me ideas on what I can do, right? So now I got the content that I need to make. And now from there, I can start doing some research. That's where I spend my 1 hour studying, trying to get ideas, trying to look, right? So I would spend some time on YouTube. And I would spend time, and what I like to do on YouTube, right, is that I actually create a private playlist, right? I create a private playlist. And here it is, right? 2K research, right? So I create a private playlist, and then as I'm searching, I start to pull videos that I'm like, okay, cool. These are videos that I'm interested in doing, that can give me ideas or I can get inspiration from. And then that way, every time that I'm on YouTube, I get inspired. Oh, look at this young fella right there. I get inspired to be able to go ahead and create some kind of content, right? So that's kind of how it says, thanks, Curry. Honestly, I've done searches and can't find any country style streams with the game that I play. Don't look for somebody who's doing what you're doing, right? Look outside of that, right? So instead of looking at country style streams with the game that you play, that may be your uniqueness, right? So because that's your uniqueness, there's not nobody doing that, right? So what you want to do is you want to look outside of gaming and start to look at other people who are doing country styles, not even in gaming, right? I would just look at podcasts. I would look at other kind of videos, other kind of content, right? Because you already created the uniqueness of it. It's country style gaming and streaming. You know what I mean? Like that's your uniqueness. Now go find other people who are doing what you're doing in a whole different space. That's where the time that you spend hours studying, looking at what it is that you're able to do. Nick is in the house. Curry, if you know my channel name, my name is Nick. What is going on, Nick? Welcome, welcome. Super happy to have you here. Super happy to have you. Oh, so like in real life stuff and stuff like that. Yep, that's it. Because all you're trying to do is to gain inspiration, right? And to see, sometimes when you look into your own space, it's kind of hard to be able to see that, right? Like for example, right? If you look at my setup, a lot of my stuff that got in my setup, a lot of it didn't come from me looking at other streamers. A lot of it came from me looking at, other YouTubers, looking at people doing podcasts, looking at, so many different verticals where I got like, oh, wow, look, a teleprompter. Oh, look at this right here, right? So sometimes you look outside of your space, you're able to get motivated and inspired to be able to know like, okay, how can I bring this uniqueness to my stream, right? So that right there is super important, right? So now we got understanding what it is to go full time as a streamer. And then we got here pretty much the whole blueprint, right? So now I know, now I got to start thinking about a name, for my channel. I got to start understanding like, okay, what viewers are going to watch me. And then from there, I need to start kind of building out the content, right? So the plan with this is like now setting a tone. If I'm just starting out, when am I going to launch all of this process, right? When am I going to launch this, right? So now I got to say that my stream, I'm going to launch it. I need to look at a calendar. Let's take a look here. Let me look at a calendar real quick. All right. So we got August. So I would say that I would probably say I'm gonna challenge myself, but I'm gonna give myself some grace as well. Okay, I'm gonna say. Okay, I'm gonna say here. These are my two options for launching. Right, I'm either gonna go live on the live stream August 12th, okay, or I'm gonna go live on September 2nd. Okay, so those are the two times that I'm gonna think about starting the live stream. Okay, and making content there. Okay, now let's take a look here. Before I show you what to do now, right? Once you start this for the first time, I'm going to share with you here in just a few seconds what you need to do if you have zero viewers. I'm going to show you how to be able to go ahead and share a few hacks with you on how you can go ahead and get viewers to come to your stream when you have none, right? Okay, so Karma says, "You're amazing, man. Look, man, it means the world to me that I was able to help you, right?" So Reddit says, "What do you think about affiliate marketing?" Do it.
You need to do it. If you're thinking about affiliate marketing, you need to do it. You need to do it fast, right? It's a great revenue source.
No, but all jokes aside, I think that it's affiliate marketing is a great way to be able to generate tons of revenue. It's a great way to be able to build a relationship with brands. I do affiliate marketing in my content structure, and it's just a great way to be able to kind of grow some money doing it. So if anybody's interested in learning more about that, join the Discord, and we can probably jump into a private chat and just start talking about some things. I know that's a little bit more high level than a lot of the things that gamers are doing right now, but it is something to keep in mind. And when I dive into a stream talking about revenue, I'll definitely tap into that. So I said, I do say thank you. A few years back, you taught me how to overlay music and borders on my stream. I just picked the wrong game to stream. Look, man, it's never too late. And first off, I appreciate you coming in, tuning in here. And I'm just grateful, right? And again, it's never too late to be able to go ahead and be able to switch games, approach it a lot differently. If you're just tuning in, you can go back to this live stream and I break down exactly a strategy and a plan that's proven to work, okay? Proven to work if you just execute it to be able to make you go full-time as a creator, right? And I'm not even talking about like revenue yet. I'm just talking about how to set yourself up for that success. And then we can talk about how do you make money, right? So that's super important. It says, before I go live, do you recommend I create a thumbnail for the live stream, or do I add it when I finish live stream? If you're going to YouTube, super important, right? If you're going to YouTube, take a look at what the strategy is here, right? Where is it at? Here, right? Here's the order in which you want to do things, right? So if you're doing on YouTube, title and thumbnail is a must. You must do it first. Okay, you must do it first. And then once you have the title and thumbnail, then you know how to start the video, how to start your stream, right? Then you know how to start it. And then once you know how to start it, you know how to go ahead and segue into your pieces of content. And then you also know how to end it, right? So 100% title and thumbnail should be first before anything else, right? First comes the idea, then comes the title and the thumbnail, okay? What is the best streaming platform for affiliate marketing? It's going to be YouTube, 100%. Also, I play games that are pretty saturated, which is dumb, but it's like the only game I enjoy and have passion for. I don't believe in no such thing as saturation, right? Use a term called yoink and twist. Play the game that everybody's playing, that everybody's watching, that everybody's on it. It's no saturation. Figure out a way to be unique in the content that you're making, right? Again, that is the key thing there, right? And you learn that from this 1 hour of studying content every single week, right? If you spend time studying other people's content, then you're like, okay, I play a saturated game, but it's not saturated. I can just go ahead and flip this and be able to go ahead and make something that's unique, right? So again, I don't believe in saturation. I don't believe that there's too many people doing what I'm trying to do. That doesn't matter to me, right? First off, I come from a place of thinking about abundance. There's tons of viewers available for me. I don't care if there's 2 million 2K channels doing basketball content. I'm going to come in it from my personality. I'm unique in my own way. So I'm unique. I'm going to try to create different kind of content, and that's what's going to make me different, right? So again, it's not about saturation, right? So just kind of keep that in mind. Grey Wolf Gaming, what is going on, man? Hey, Laz, how are you? Just started my streaming career, and I've noticed my change from my first video till now. I've always been good about speaking in front of people. It's just been hard to dial in on it. Look, continuation, right? I'm just super excited to kind of see you in here. And again, understanding that you just started, right? And just knowing, like, get 1% better every single time, right? Like, when I first started my setup, right? Like, I had none of this. Right? I know the setup doesn't even matter, but like, I started with one little thing, right? When I started making video, I tried to improve one little thing, right? I was like, okay, what in all my videos can I improve, right? I'm going to try to improve my thumbnails. Okay, cool. Like, that's the only thing I'm going to try to focus on. I'm going to try to make better thumbnails, and then I can move on to the next thing. Same thing with the live streams, right? So, okay, cool. Like, what is the one thing that I can try to focus on my live stream to try to make it better, right? I would try to say that would be like my titles. If it's on Twitch or on Kick, right? How can I make my titles interesting to get people to want to click? If it's on YouTube, how can I make my titles and thumbnails interesting to click? And then I would start moving through the process, right? So again, here's the structure. If I had to choose in the order of how I would try to improve with every single stream, I would start from the top. I would first try to get better at titles and thumbnails until I feel comfortable and I feel like it's working, right? Then I would try to do my best with the rest of this stuff. And then once I got titles and thumbnails down, I'm going to move to what my opening minutes are, right? How can I get better at saying my opening minutes? Cool. Once I have that in place, now I'm going to start, okay, how can I make the content that I'm making in my live stream while I'm live be better, right? So I would do that. And then I'll say, and once I get that down, then I'm like, okay, how can I close my videos to get people to go keep watching more content, or where can I send them to, right? So understanding that as long as you're improving every single time, you will succeed. Okay, you will succeed. I can look at, if you go to my YouTube channel right now and you go by most popular and you look at my first video and you compare my first video to my last video, you see a drastic change. Why? Because I didn't care what other people thought. I just said, I'm going to try to get better every single stream. Just going to try to get better, and every video, and that's it. Now I'm still aiming for that. I know I can get better, and I just aim for that, right? So that's super important. Just try to be able to do that. Roberto, can I call you Rob? Says, I'm building everything now because I just got my setup and have been creating content but haven't posted anything yet. I literally spend hours on your videos so that I get all the knowledge first. Look, that is all about. But I want to challenge you to take the knowledge and take action, right? Take the knowledge and take action. I want you, because I don't want you to get paralysis, right? And so I know you're setting everything up, you're going through the process, you've been creating content, but you're now posting it. Here's the here's the downfall of not posting, right? You don't get feedback. And if you don't get feedback, you can't improve. So it's super important that even if you think that the video is not good, post it, right? Most of the time when you think something's not good, it's actually probably good, right? So I want you to watch my videos, but I make them short and to the point for a reason, because I want you in and out, right? If you got to watch other videos, then watch other videos of mine. Cool. I'm going to try to set you up to watch more of my videos, right? That's why I break things up. But at the end of the day, learn, apply, right? When I said here, 2 hours of editing and learning, right? Remember, if you never edited before, you're not just learning, you're editing while you're learning, right? So what you need to learn, you're watching and learning it, and then you're executing on it. Why? Because there's this thing where it's like, the faster you implement, the faster you start to develop the skill, right? So again, super grateful that my videos have been able to kind of help and guide you in there. But again, if you're not a part of Discord, join it, and let's keep track of your journey, man. Says, so country Call of Duty streamer, that's unique, then just got to work on it and see what people are doing. Right. Make it right. Correct. Potato, what is going on? Hey, Lass, I deleted my past video from a year ago because I left YouTube for a year, and now my U videos have gotten lower views. Was it a good decision to come back and delete my old videos? It all depends, right? It's kind of hard to tell me without kind of looking at your question, looking at your channel. But for the most part, it's like, if the old videos is different from the new videos, like the people who are watching your content now wouldn't like those old videos, then yeah, unlisten them would probably be the way to go. But if those videos are still of interest to the people who are watching your content now, then I would have left them, right? So again, taking a break from YouTube is not bad. Excuse me. It's when you come back and you start to try to make some different videos, right? Like if I take a break from YouTube for a month, right? And I come back a month later, I can upload a video and it'll probably still get some good views, right? Because I'm like, okay, I haven't been on YouTube for a month. What videos are people watching on my channel now? And then what video can I make right now that if I make it, people will watch it, right? So again, remember, people are watching your videos all day long, right? Like I got new people coming to my channel every single day. So if I take a month break, to the people who came in yesterday to my channel, they don't know I took a month break. So if tomorrow I upload the right video, all those new people are going to watch that video, and then the train just keeps moving, right? That's why I love YouTube. It says here, man, last, I want to do basketball content, COD, and Fortnite content. How do I separate and pull that off? That's a lot of different content. So, I mean, if I was looking at that, for me, it would be on a different channel. It would kind of be on a different channel. Just even though there's people that like Fortnite, people that like COD, and people that like basketball, it just is a little bit too different for me to put it on the same YouTube channel, right? So I would either focus on one, and build that, and then start building out the other ones, or just separate it, which makes it a little bit difficult. Like I say all the time, right? Like if you got one child, right? Like that's already enough. Like that's the challenge in itself. Then you add 2 children. Okay, now we're getting a little bit complex. Then you add 3 kids to the mix. Okay, you got to try to raise all 3 at the same time. Look, Shauna, you better grow 2 additional hands. But it's just like that, right? So focus on developing one baby first, and then build another, right? And that's kind of the only way that I kind of recommend you. But again, you can feel free to go ahead and kind of move the way that you may feel comfortable. But I always say, different people, different channel. That's just a safe way to kind of approach it. For editing, what do you think would be better, a computer or a laptop? Both are the same. Both are the same. It just depends on the computer and the laptop. But at the end of the day, what I would end up doing is just like, do you got a mouse and a keyboard, or you like to use a pad, So it's just more for you, and also based on what you're doing, right? Like if you travel a lot and you're all over the place, and you need to edit from anywhere, then a laptop is going to be more mobile, right? Where if you use a computer, then you kind of stuck wherever it's at. So that's how I would choose whether or not it is here, right? So again, we broke all this down, going full time as a streamer with only 10 hours and doing it in 1 year to go full time, right? And most people that were in here said that to go full time, I saw on the high end, I think it was like $3,500 a month would make you full time. And I'll tell you right now that that is super achievable. That is super achievable. Okay, super achievable if you follow this plan right here. So it says, you can ask anything. This is super open. It can be about anything. I'm just hanging out. Thanks for the insight, man. My videos used to be Minecraft based, and I didn't enjoy making those videos, so I deleted them and started a new channel idea. And that would be enjoy making. Yeah, 100%. That's it. Just focus on what you enjoy, and then focus on who you're making that content for, and you should be able to create some kind of impact there, right? It says, when I play games and I'm super hard on myself when playing. If I play bad, please help. I don't know what to do if I try, but always felt like a burden my whole life. Look, man, just this the way that I would approach it, right? Be grateful. If you can add some little bit of gratitude for the things you have, right? I see you have a baby in the picture of your things, right? Of your profile. You go ahead and, you woke up today. I think that if you start to, just have a little bit of grace for yourself and tell yourself, I'm super grateful that I get to wake up today. I get to be a father, that I have this child, that I have a roof over my head, that I'm able to go ahead and have the consoles and everything that I have. You start to be a little bit less hard on yourself, right? Now, again, it's hard for me to know things that happened in the past, but again, I just want you to understand, like, you're here for a purpose, and I just want you to just understand, like, it's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to understand that some days are going to be up, some days are going to be down, but for the most part, just right here, that's exactly what he said. You just have to play with the right squad that are going to support you, that are going to help you out, right, and really going to be there to kind of support you along the way, right? Fam, what is going on? Welcome to the stream. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what it really comes down to. So I promise you guys that, I would share everything that I have here. And again, if you follow this plan, you should see some success. And of course, I'll talk a little bit deeper about this. If you guys want another video on this, then I can kind of go into it, right? But I promise you guys that I would tell you how to be able to go ahead and grow a stream, get more viewers if you have 0 viewers, right? Or if you have very little. I'm going to share with you 10 actual hacks to be able to grow your stream from 0 viewers, whether you're on Kick, whether you're on Twitch, whether you're on YouTube, right? So to be able to know how to do that, go ahead and watch this video right here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Really appreciate everybody tuning in. Click this video right here, and you're going to learn some 10 hacks on how to grow from 0 on your stream, right? 10 hacks that you probably never heard before. Right there. That video right there. All right, guys. Love you. See you soon. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope you got value. If you did, thumbs it up. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.